And I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for a personal reading, the list as always is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, we will be doing a brief recap on what we've been seeing in the cards over the last few days. If you would like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. But before we begin today, first and foremost, most important question, how are we doing? Scale of 1 to 10, there are no wrong answers. The thing I keep on wanting to bring up right now, I can't tell you how many times over the last few months I've had those that I've read for either live or those I've read for privately asking me when this retrograde season is going to end. And it's not the fact that there's any specific moment by which it ends. It's understanding that the retrograde cycle is it's a confluence of different planets right now that are currently experiencing that retrograde moment. They didn't all like gang up and decide that there was a day that they were going to go retrograde. There isn't going to be a day by which they all come out of retrograde. We do have 2 planets this week that are stationing direct. But the thing I keep on bringing up right now, having to in relationality to it, is it may feel like, especially if the last few days you felt like a little off, if you felt like a lot of heaviness, you know, one of the things that we need to take into consideration for right now is the fact that the 2 planets that have effectively gone direct this week are, well, one of them has already occurred, Saturn station direct. But the thing you have to recognize is, and I was talking about this yesterday, the order by which the planets are coming out of retrograde can make us feel a little bit wonky right now, because the most important thing is that we're also going through a Mercury retrograde. Okay, so we've got the Mercury retrograde that we're experiencing, and at the same time, Venus is passing before it. So this can do a number on our emotions. It can create spaces or places where we feel really hard on ourselves, right? It can often create the space by which it feels like we're not seeing the results of invested effort in the self, okay? It's Sisyphusian. And the reason I say that right now is due to the fact that with Saturn stationing direct before Mercury comes out of retrograde, it can sometimes feel like it's actually interesting, because I would almost describe it as Saturn stationing direct in the heart of this retrograde season almost makes it feel more retrograde, not less retrograde. There's certain planets, when they're in retrograde, they ease things up. I was talking about this. I was talking about this perpetually. When we were experiencing, when we had Pluto in retrograde. I was like, I don't mind Pluto being in retrograde. I was describing Pluto retrograde like a haunted house in the summertime, right? It actually like can sometimes make create a little space of easement in relationality to feelings that we have, particularly depending on how you carry dread effectively. Saturn is very similar in that way, because while the energy of Saturn brings a lot of steadiness to things, it can often feel really, really energetically hard, right? It can feel very, very unrelenting. So it's like you've got all of this energy that we're currently experiencing that's like hanging out in retrograde. And then like the planets that keep on coming out of retrograde are not the most ideal in terms of feeling an easement point in the retrograde. Now, the nice thing about that is that today, Mercury will also be coming out of retrograde. And so that might allow for a little bit of energy, like in relationality to feeling some of that smoothness coming back into things. But like I'm just going to tell you right now, if you've been feeling turned around, if you've been feeling really frustrated, if you've been feeling like a lot of that, I keep on describing the energy, like the last few days, like especially ever since like Saturn station direct, it can sometimes feel very Sisyphus. And if you know what Sisyphus means, like Sisyphus is the tale of someone trying to push that, like trying to push the rock up the hill. But the thing is, you know, like the ability of doing so, right? It can often build into our own sense of determination, right? It can allow for a lot of that space by which we build into the context of our own patience. So I want you to make sure that you're being patient with yourself. Your patience your patience is a gift that you give to yourself, and the ability to effectively work through those modalities or experiences by which we feel frustration, right? But almost allowing the context by which we find the ability to persevere through things. I like to describe like it's a lot of that type of work right now. Now it is having a different impact depending on where you find yourself on the frequency cycles. And we're going to talk first about the moon relationships that we see that are coming together right now. And again, for our purposes, those moon relationships are the relationships that have been coming together since Uranus stationed retrograde, like right about around the fall up until now. Now, the reason we see that a lot of these relationships are taking so long to come together has a lot to do with the fact, and it's interesting too, because while we see and recognize that some of these relationships, they've been moving towards each other for quite some time now, they're just now entering the talking space. And why do we feel like they're entering the talking phase? Because these were relationships that were effectively healing from pedestalized partnership cycles. And pedestalized partnerships often create those modalities or experiences by which we have a hard time or difficulty speaking, right? Simply the space, like I keep on hearing, like the modality by which they recognize and identify that the work that they effectively do to come to know one another, right? These are relationships by which the fact that they were the relationships dynamics that they're healing from were not the space by which there wasn't love there, but it was the space by which the potentiality in partnership was directed too much towards the self rather than the direction of the relationship. And so that ability of working through that experience, or that ability of effectively being able to identify or recognize what that feels like it's giving me, like I keep on seeing, like they're working through a lot of that feast or famine of partnership, because I almost feel like the thing about some of that work was that and this is what's been so hard to kind of parse out, like still not being able to understand or recognize the work of another in terms of building into what feels energetically intentional. So we keep on seeing that for a lot of these relationships, the ability to effectively start talking about the experience of the past relationship, like being wounded. I keep wondering, like being wounded by another person's. I keep wondering, being wounded by another person's unchecked subtlety, right? Like we keep on seeing that for a lot of those relationships, the gift that they're giving one another is the fact that they're working upon. I keep wondering, they're working upon the ability to identify and recognize one another with the ability to effectively speak upon how they are feeling rather than taking it out upon one another. So for a lot of those relationships, that ability of doing so, I keep on hearing like it's emotional, and there may be a lot of emotionality that's coming forth in those relationships, because I keep on getting the emotionality that they're experiencing is the fact that it's okay for them to have feelings again. Now, for the energy that is moving deeper into divine union, these are effectively the temperance relationships. And these temperance relationships were coming together between the time of Uranus stationing retrograde up until the time of the solstice period that we had this summer. Now, for a lot of these relationships, I actually feel like there's something here that feels more grounded. It feels more energetically stable. The hard part about it is with Saturn stationing direct before Mercury. It brings up, I told you, it brings up a lot of feelings in relationality to one's own sense of progress, right? And so again, they're also going through moon lessons right now, because the ability for them to feel hard upon the self, and then the counterpart to be able to offer kind of that mirror of clarity, being able to show someone how much they have changed, right? Almost like trying to, like, I keep on hearing like they're giving each other pep talks, or they're effectively helping each other celebrate, because it's almost the energy that's saying to one another, you don't, like, you can't see, like it's like the energy that doesn't feel like, it feels like there's, it's like the energy itself feels like it's spinning their wheels, but someone else saying, you're not spinning your wheels, you're making progress, you've come, like, it's like it's those type of conversations, right? But that's often what we experience. And so it's like I keep on hearing it's working through the identification point of what a rut actually is. Because for a lot of those relationships coming into divine union right now, a rut, like a rut is not when we see progress in ourselves, right? And so this is the energy that's almost like saying to the counterpart, don't bring someone else's rut inside the self, which is, don't let the fact that something external is happening affect how you feel internally, right? It's like, it's almost like allowing for that modality of proportionality, but there's also still potentially a lot of emotions that are coming through those experiences. Now, this brings us to the magician relationships, and you'll recall that the magician relationships, for our purposes, we always speak on the energy that most recently entered into divine union. So these were those relationships that were coming together between the time of the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. Now, for a lot of these relationships, like I keep on getting like the message, and I keep on laughing about it. Like the magicians are wizening, but like the reason that they're becoming wiser is because I keep on hearing like they're, again, very similar to what we see, with the energy that is the temperance relationships. They are doing, they're very clearly, like they're very clearly observing an energetic, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like they're observing a rut outside of relationship, because I just keep on getting the same modality in terms of understanding that when we're working through things from a point of maturation, we do a lot of work to effectively assess how we feel, right? Like we run it up and down the stairs of the self to be able to identify if there's something that we could energetically change or work upon. And so this is what I see that a lot of those relationships are doing right now, particularly and especially as it relates to feelings outside of relationship, because those, I keep on getting like the observation of them moving towards what they know is healthy and best for them, right? To understand that, to define that, to like, I keep on seeing like that's what I mean about, and again, because like I keep on saying every time Saturn moves back and forth across the meridian between like Pisces and Aries, like everybody goes, like the energy goes through another Saturn return. But I just keep on seeing, it's like a pseudo Saturn return, but I just keep on seeing these energies that are working through composure, which is just the space by which, if you're going through, like, if you're going through something and another, like, it's like navigating something that doesn't make sense, right? The ability for them to effectively articulate that they're holding logic towards it is like, Healthy things can carry logic, which is the space by which it's the like it's like the energy that's like almost articulating upon the fact that they recognize that that's what they're doing. They're taking logical approaches to potentially ridiculous situations, and they're feeling, but even in the space by which they're navigating something logically, they recognize and identify. Like I keep on hearing, like they understand and they see the effort of those that are also doing so effectively. So it's hard because like I keep on seeing it's like it's navigating through potentially like observable trauma situations, but not allowing oneself to feel energetically impacted by it. But I keep on pointing out like that often the space of maturation is when we see another person's trauma and we go like, no thanks, I'm good. Like, no thanks. I'm good. I'm fine. No. I'm great. Like, so that is where we find, but they're supporting each other along the way. Um, it's not easy, but it's like this is what I mean about them kind of coming into that space of maturation. That is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning today's daily collective read. But if you would like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. I also would like to invite you to head over to my stack to learn more about a very special retreat that we're going to be having in August. If you are interested in learning more about the tarot in the cradle where the tarot was discovered, I would like I would like to invite you to my iconoclastic mysticism classes that we will be having at the retreat. We are going to be spending 6 days exploring Rome, Florence, and Tuscany. We're going to be talking a lot about the tarot. I'm going to be offering mentorship readings to everyone who is in attendance to that retreat. And we're going to be studying the archetypes in the cards and understanding the relevance of the archetypes that we find in the cards, as well as the symbolism that we also find in the art and in the culture of Italy. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful retreat. If you want to learn more about it, you just need to head over to my stack. I would also like to invite you over to the stack to become a part of our class program. Our next class is going to be held on Wednesday, December 18th. Thursday, December 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Judgment card. If you'd like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. As a monthly subscriber, you'll have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the library. And if you become a founding member, you'll have access to over 20 hours. You'll also have access as a founding member to a discount on the whole year's worth of classes and the option of receiving a complimentary mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best benefit moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And I look forward, and even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there. To also find my Mystic. You'll also find not only the recordings of these readings, but you'll also find my Mystic meditation articles there, which will give you an update on everything we've been seeing energetically in the cards bi-monthly based on the lunation cycles. I hope to see you there. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. When we get to 50K likes, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Also, when we get to 50K likes, I will also be giving a reading back to the collective. So make sure, thank you as well. I'm going to take a minute to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, a reminder, the first person on the list each day will always have an additional card in their reading. How are you doing today, Ivana? Welcome. And thank you as well. Retrograde not helping at all. I know. It happens. Nothing to fear there. You know, this is what I mean, like not letting yourself get too frustrated as it relates to like communication kerfuffles. You know, like that's the type of stuff we have to kind of just work through right now. Thank you as well, Carrie, for the follow. And Denise, thank you for the follow. As good to see you today, dear. Grand Rising, good. How are you doing today, Avatar? Welcome. Thank you for that good gift, good vibes. And as I mentioned, friends, we are going to get doing well. I know. Oh, well, that's very good of you. Absolutely. That's a good thing to avoid right now. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's read in just a few minutes. If you'd like to get on the list for today, the list is open. I will stress I will be keeping the list somewhat short today. So if you want to secure a spot on that list, please make sure that you're doing so sooner rather than later. Also, I want to let you guys know as well, if you are on the hold list and would like to be returned back to the list for a reading, all you need to do as well is just make sure that you are telling me the date that you sent in for the reading or the date that you won the reading, and I'll be happy to add you to the list as well. That said, we are going to get started. We are going to be doing a masculine, feminine, and non-binary energy update today. But before we begin, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the goose. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the reading. Is it a unique one? I didn't know. Oh, my background. I thought you meant the aesthetic background. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started in the next few minutes. If you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. And also, we are doing 2 giveaways. When we get to 50K, we will be doing that giveaway and giving a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping the screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read will also be receiving a complimentary reading. Oh, thank you so much. I know. I was like, wait, is the background different? Yeah, exactly. That's a very neat thing. That's a very easy slip for me to say. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. That said, it helps if I've got my microphone set up so that we can get started on the podcast. Just bear with me a moment. Oh my goodness. You see, you got to bear with me, because you see, this is the stuff we're going through right now. We're going, this is all the retrograde vibes. It's like, again, every little thing. It's like every tiny little, it's like the kerfuffle retrograde. It's like the retrograde of like little tiny things. Hold on a moment. All right, bear with me one moment. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. That's better. Excellent. All right. And again, friends, we are at 4.2K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. Also, the highest gifter right now is Good Vibes. Good. As at, hold on a moment, 109. So again, wishing you luck if you're participating in that giveaway as well. That said, no better time than the present. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Saturday, November 29th, 2025. We will be doing today a masculine, feminine, and non-binary energy update. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. We're going to get started right now. With masculine energy. We are going to be using the Nouveau Tarot deck. We've already got two of the cards out, just bear with me. First two cards in the headspace for masculine are both transverse. Can I please get one more? Bottom of the deck, stuck to the table. What do we have coming through here? We have the Fool card in its transverse. We also have the Two of Cups in its transverse in combination with the Four of Wands in its upright. So let's the one thing I want to talk about with this energy, and I was talking about this right before we started the podcast, the difficulty or the hurdle. And I know, and this is what I meant. I had so many individuals talking and asking me, like, when is the retrograde going to end? And I kept on saying, slowly. It's like, it's not a light switch moment. It's not the modality or the experience where it came in and then it's gonna go away. It's spooled up. It's gonna unspool. The difficulty, and this is what we have to kind of be conscientious about, because often the way I keep on describing us coming out of this retrograde is it feels somewhat backwards, right? Specifically because the planet that is coming out of the retrograde first right now is Saturn. And the thing with Saturn is I keep on describing it as Saturn is back energy, is the best way I can describe it. It's working through density. It's feeling a lot of that. It's feeling a lot of that energetic intensity. So the difficulty point is the fact that we've got Saturn going direct while Mercury and a bunch of other planets are still retrograde. It can often feel like, I like to describe, it can sometimes create those icing on the cake moments where there's like a lot of stuff happening and it's like something that you would typically like wouldn't bother you. You know what I mean? Like something that would typically just like not be a big deal, but when you're already feeling stretched thin, something small can sometimes feel like it can sometimes feel like that straw that sometimes feels like it makes us want to energetically snap. I want to like I want to say this to a lot of the masculine energy that's experiencing this right now, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. It's the vibe. It's not you right now. It's the vibe. Working through that. Okay? It's going to get easier. Like it's going to get energetically easier. But the thing is, the fact that we've got, like, this is the apex of the retrograde. And the thing about the retrograde season, I've been kind of saying this, I'm less concerned with us being in the retrograde. I'm more concerned with the order by which a lot of these planets are coming out of it. Because you'll recall, what was the most recent planet that we had coming out of retrograde? It was Pluto. It was like Pluto. It was Pluto in Saturn. So it's like you basically get the combination force of like of dread. Like, oh good, oh goody. It's like a goody. It can sometimes create that feeling in relationality to dread, but also the feeling of the frustration point in the speed by which things change, right? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that type of vibration. So make sure, and I'm going to refer back to what we've been seeing a lot right now in relationality to the work, like the work that we articulate, which is it's talking more about the refinement of feelings and understanding as well that feelings are refined, that having feelings isn't the full breadth of how we feel. Like, it's good, it's wonderful to be able to articulate upon the feelings that we have. But the space, right, the space by which we not only articulate upon the feelings that we have, but also the space by which we understand why we feel the things we feel, the ability to talk about how we're feeling and not subjecting another to it. And listen, I know how hard that is, right? It can sometimes feel impossible, right? When you're caught in it, like when you're feeling emotional, I know how hard it can sometimes be to want to like kind of bring that slowness into a situation. So make sure, I keep wondering, make sure you're having proportional conversations is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on getting proportionality. Like, proportionality is effectively being able to communicate upon something in a way that, and I keep on hearing, like, look, the emotions that we know tell us where to go, right? That's what emotions are for. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that. You know, sometimes it doesn't, I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that. But the emotions that we know tell us where to go is because when we're doing the work to understand our emotions, when we stop just feeling them and instead introspecting upon them, we find directions, right? But sometimes, right? Sometimes the emotions often can sometimes feel like they get in the way of that. So being able to effectively articulate and identify and working through that, I just keep on seeing like there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of that energy that's kind of working through. And you see, like, you see what's you see what's happening, even as you see how, like, you see how, I know it's hard to talk about our feelings. It's hard to talk about our feelings, makes us feel very vulnerable. I know it's a vulnerable place, but you're safe in vulnerable places, right? Sometimes the body doesn't know that, right? Like I keep wondering, the body does keep score, but also sometimes the body can't remember these things. So our ability to effectively be able to articulate and identify, right, the understanding of what the feeling, I keep wondering, understanding the feeling of vulnerability and being able to counteract that in relationality to the vulnerability that is healthy, right? The vulnerability that is healthy versus the vulnerability that is energetically reactive. Because I keep on getting that the ability to, we need a word for it. We don't have a word for why don't we have a word for the ability to tell the difference between the vulnerability that allows us to be reactive, which is good. Like in the moment they have to do something quick, right? Versus that same reactivity, right, can often get in the way of being energetically vulnerable when one needs to be vulnerable. Why don't we need a word for that? Okay, continuing to get clarification, moving towards the headspace of the feminine right now. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Centennial deck. Can I get 3 cards, please? Yeah, 10 of Wands. Ooh, Devil card in its upright. And three of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles in its upright. I would not be surprised right now if there's feminine energy, like working through a case of the blahs, is what I keep on getting. And I'm not surprised. Like, the thing about it is, like, especially, let's walk, like let's talk about this case of the, like, and I want to say this, like, feminine, if you've been going through a case of the blahs and you literally tell, and I'm going to say to you, let me guess, did the case of the blahs start like 2 days ago? And you're going to say yes. And I'm going to say that's Saturn, that's a Saturn energy. It's a Saturn energy. It's not, don't overly internalize upon a little bit of that energetic feeling, because I'm telling you right now, I want to describe like, and the funny thing is, and it's always interesting because as I mentioned, I'm not someone who is an astrologer, but I look to the astrology to me because whenever I'm reading, I'm like, I need to see what is happening. I need to get clarity on it. Um, so I remember how I said a few days ago, something's happening with Venus. You know, I said something's happening with Venus. And it's like I'll tell you right now, it's what just happened that's making you feel like that is Mercury is retrograde and Venus passed before Mercury. And so the thing about that, and again, and then Saturn, right? Like Saturn energetically coming back, like coming out of retrograde in that same moment can often be like, I'll tell you right now, it's like that energy of looking back and being like, where did the time go? Okay, it's like it can create a lot of that type of energy. It can create a lot of those feelings. Like it's a lot of, oh, the sentiment. Oh no, the sentiment is coming. It's like, so yeah, you tell me you're feeling sentimental right now, and I'm gonna be like, oh really? I find that remarkable. It's what we're experiencing. But the thing about it, and I keep on seeing, the one thing I want to describe and the one thing I want to reaffirm to feminine energy feeling like this, the way to help with heavy sentiment is having your hands full of present. Okay? The way to heal from heavy sentiment is to have your hands full of presence. And presence means effectively remembering that building into the space of like here, right? Like that is effectively what allows us to kind of work through those modalities or those experiences by which I keep on hearing nostalgia is like nostalgia and sentimentality are good, but they're like seasoning. It's like you put a little bit on something, but too much, like too much, and it ruins the taste of now is what I keep on seeing, right? So there's something really important about that. So I just kind of I feel like I feel like I keep on hearing like the observation in relationality to building upon the space that you are a work in progress, and works and that modality, like this is what we also like, this is what's going to come up a lot right now because it's not just right, it's not just the fact that Saturn has gone direct, but it's direct in Pisces again. So it's like it's hitting us right in the feelings. It's like time, feelings, boom. Let's talk about the non-binary energy headspace right now. 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. I'm fine with this. I feel like there's something, I feel like there's something, I like walking through non-binary energy right now. I feel like there's something important about, I think that it's interesting because everything I keep on seeing right now for non-binary energy is working through Libra energy is what I keep on getting. It's that I need to investigate this now too because I need to see what's going on there because for like I like this because for a lot of the non-binary energy, I keep on seeing it's working on like I keep on hearing it's like working on having energetically proportional conversations upon something. And I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, um, I keep wondering there's something to be said. It's interesting too because I just I want to show you if you have a chance to look at these cards. I feel like it's important to kind of see it because I feel like it's a conversation on uniqueness is what I keep on getting. And I keep on hearing it's a conversation on uniqueness and the illusion of comparison, right? Because the thing is, comparison is a crutch. When we're coming into the space of comparing things, like why would you ever want to compare yourself to someone else, right? Like that is the modality of it. Like think of the absurdity of that because it's like the understanding or the recognition point in kind of working through the modality of our own proportionality. Like I feel like the healthy thing about this is like that is effectively the type of conversations that the energy is having with others. And as I keep on hearing, like, particularly, and the way that it's effectively impacting relationship is I keep on getting it's like I keep on hearing there's no one-upsmanship in partnership. Like that's what I keep on seeing. It's like I keep on hearing like it's like the type of conversation where another person speaks upon the identification point that positive is energetically positive. Like the space by which we effectively celebrate is the space by which we stop comparing each other to one another, because comparison is I keep wondering, comparison is terrible. It's an awful space to be, right? It doesn't create. I keep on hearing comparison is not creative, because if you need energetic comparison to do something, you're not doing it because you care about it. You're doing it because you're too deeply driven in the realm of the ego, is what I keep on hearing. So I feel like it's interesting that that's coming through a lot in the headspace of that, because I feel like it has a lot to do as well. I feel like it's almost interesting because it feels very much like those, like the energy is having like conversations on what is eclectic. And I keep on getting, and this is what it means by eclectic. Like when we build into eclectic frameworks, it's beautiful because eclectic frameworks are not built into comparison, they're built into possibility. Now, continuing to get clarification on this, we're going to move back into the masculine heart space. And speaking upon that, I'm actually speaking on eclectic. I feel very drawn to trying to utilize the Smith-Waite system here. Can I get 3 cards, please? We've got the Judgment card in its upright, the 6 of Cups in its upright, and the 7 of Wands in its upright. Oh, so, one of the things that we're effectively seeing in relationality to how do I describe this best? The thing about, like, the thing is, I feel like there's something about masculine heart space right now that I'm identifying in some kind of energetic fear of becoming a cliche, is what I keep on getting. We gotta walk into this a little bit. But this is important too, because, and this is what I meant about, and I feel like this has a lot to do too with the space of masculine, like being, like recognizing when they're being too hard on themselves. Like that's what I mean too. Like I don't know why I kept on hearing the space by which masculine's worried about becoming cliche, but it's the observation, right? It's the observation. I keep on hearing like cliches are cliches for a reason, right? It's the observation in relationality to, like, I feel like that I need to point this thing. I see what's happening here. Like it's the worry or fear. The worry or fear of becoming too saccharine is actually what makes one cliche, is what I keep on getting. Like the thing is, like I keep on getting, in a way, it's like the call coming from inside the house, because I feel like for a lot of masculine energy, it's navigating one's own sense of cringe, right? And I feel like what's hard about that is, and this is what we need to talk about in relationality to like relationships that are healing to a certain extent, because I keep on getting, like the space, I keep on getting like the space by which we worry. Like I keep on hearing like it's working through the understanding that the difficulty point, right? Our ability, like we don't become energetically cliche by becoming cringe. We become cliche when we're not able, like when we're not able to navigate through, when we're not able to navigate through our own sense of vulnerability, right? Like that's what I keep on saying. And I think it's kind of beautiful. Like I feel like for a lot of masculine energy, like working through the wall of one's own vulnerability is how we communicate. But it can feel terrifying there, right? It's terrifying. Like the ability to be seen feels terrifying because it feels because it feels energetically mortifying. But the thing is, we can survive. I feel like the thing, and that's what's beautiful about having a conversation, right? Like if we have a conversation upon how we feel, right? And then we survive that conversation. It's like you survive the conversation and you're like, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Like it allows, like it immediately allows for the context of restoration. But the thing about it is like it's often like the energy feeling like they have to counteract. They have to counteract the part of them that feels like when they're vulnerable, their first instinct is to fight against it, right? Like, is that I keep on hearing like, and this is what I mean about the fact that we need a word, like we need a word, we need a word to help just determine the vulnerability that feels healthy, right? The vulnerability, right? The instinct of vulnerability that helps one survive versus that same survival instinct that sometimes can ruin and become detrimental to relationships. So I feel like that is a lot of the work that we see that the masculine energy is doing in relationality to like operating in the space by which they're communicating upon their heart space. Now moving towards, and I feel like I would not be surprised if there's masculine energy like having conversations with another person right now about how like what like going through like this is what happens every time I try to talk to you. It's like keep on hearing the energy being like this is what we want to talk to you, but this is what happens. Continuing right continuing to get clarification. We're going to read. I'm actually going to be using the Aquarian Tarot in the heart space of feminine right now. 3 cards, please. And again, bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Yeah, it makes sense. We got the Hierophant. Oh, man. Whew. We got the World. And we've got the 10. We got the 10 of Swords in its reversal. Now, this is really interesting because I want to stress we've got a lot. There's a lot of 10 energy. There's a lot of 10 energy in the feminine heart space right now. I mean, in the feminine energy, and there's a lot. There's 6s and 7s in the masculine. Don't get me started, because what we're effectively understanding or we're working through right now is, and I kind of want to like the thing I keep on seeing is for feminine, what I effectively identify is like the thing with feminine energy right now is like, I feel like feminine energy I feel like feminine energy is working on having a lot of compassion for the self, is what I keep on seeing. And the thing that's important about that is and we want to effectively recognize and identify what it feels like. The ability to find confidence in the self is the most beautiful characteristic because it's the space by which you stop comparing the self, right? It's the space by which you effectively kind of work like, and it's hard, right? Because especially I keep on seeing I feel like especially for a lot of the energy of the feminine, right? Constantly being, I keep wondering, they're healing from another person, articulating to them upon what a standard is. And I keep on hearing there's a difference between a standard versus someone trying to articulate a standard that puts you into a point of comparison, right? Because, and I feel like there's a lot of that energy that's effectively identifying and recognizing that the space by which, Like the space by which we find ourselves is often one where we stop worrying, like we stop worrying so much upon, and I keep on hearing our worry should be proportional upon what it is that we care about, right? So it's like this is how we fix our hearts, right? We don't worry so much about the comparison point in terms of how, like, another, but whether we feel energetically whether we feel energetically good with ourselves. And so for a lot of the energy doing that work, I almost feel like this is a time of deep catharsis, but I keep on getting like the fact that there's a time of deep catharsis that's effectively happening in these experiences has a lot to do with the space of the energy that is, like, I keep on seeing it, it's almost the energy that is no, I keep wondering, this is energy that is not in the position by which they feel like they need to give someone a pep talk as to like the benefits of partnership, is what I keep on getting. This is energy that is healing. This is energy that is healing from like the need to effectively feel like one needs to convince another person upon the energetic benefits of relationship. It's the observation, right? It's the observation of what feels energetically like it's, I keep on seeing like that's the space of the feminine. It's like it's working towards that. And so for a lot of the energy doing that work, I feel like as it relates to relationships, I keep on hearing like this is the energy that is focusing on like practicality. This is what I meant upon a lot of the energy right now, taking very pragmatic approaches to things. Because what we effectively identify is that a lot of the work in that experience has to do with the fact that there's something I keep on seeing that's important, relationality to the feminine, like understanding what feels like, and I keep on hearing like working towards with the difference between an a healthy an unhealthy cycle versus a healthy routine. And that's what I keep on getting in relationality to that, like to working through that. And that's why I feel like in a lot of the conversations that they're effectively working through, like that ability of understanding and recognizing what feels progressive, like that's a lot of the energy that is working towards you. Like I keep on hearing unified relationship via the progressive conversations. Now this brings us to a lot of the non-binary energy, and for non-binary energy right now, I'm going to be utilizing the Nouveau deck. 3 cards, please. We've got the eight. Ooh, we got the 8 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the 9 of Pentacles. I gotta tell you right now, like when you have a moment, make sure if you're listening to the podcast, make sure that you head over to the spot and take a peek at the cards, because non-binary energy right now is just all Wands and Pentacles. It's just all Wands and Pentacles. And the thing with Wands and Pentacles, it has, I keep on getting, it has to do with the identification point in working towards what feels like energetically composed conversations. And the thing about it, and it's interesting too, because I feel like for a lot of, I'm getting for a lot of that the energy, the ability to effectively identify that, I feel like the difference between having feelings and projecting feelings. It's interesting because like for right now, for a lot of that energy, it's feeling very Libra, and it's also feeling very Aquarian. And the thing is, the reason I like to point that out is because oftentimes those with Aquarian placements have a hard time, like this is why sometimes those with Aquarian placements are often given the description of feeling energetically cold about things, right? I keep on hearing there's a difference, and this is often something that's hard for those with Aquarian placements. There's a difference between not feeling something and not projecting that feeling, is what I keep on seeing. And so I feel like there's something really important upon the energy in relationality to working through. I keep wondering, like, working through their own sense of proportionality in relationality to composure. And and the reason I keep on seeing this is because I just keep on getting, like, I keep on hearing the energy almost saying that they don't have the luxury. I keep wondering, they don't have the luxury of being emotional, is what I keep on hearing. And the reason I keep on getting that is because, and I keep on seeing this too, the space by which the space by which I keep on, and this is, we're gonna work through this because it has a lot to do with trauma, which is the space by which they work in terms of being energetically, like, having logic. You know what I mean? Like, I keep on seeing a lot of this energy that works towards being logical. And it's almost like, I feel like in a way, it's like the logic is painful because I keep on seeing, like, the logic that they bring to things is often having to protect themselves from others' irrational emotions in relationality towards them, is what I keep on seeing, right? And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, it's like, it's painful because it's almost like the energy articulating in relationship saying this logic, someone being like, wow, you're so logical, and being like, yeah, well, that like, the logic is its form. It's like like the energy was like, it was necessary. Like, the logic was necessary in order to survive emotionally fraught territory, is what I keep on seeing. So for a lot of the energy doing that work, it's painful because I want to point this out, like, when Saturn, like, Saturn Saturn going Saturn going direct in Pisces can have a lot of feelings that open up, and it's painful when when somebody says to you something as a compliment, right? And you like, oh, that's so, like, it's so nice, and you being like, yeah, yeah, it's not nice. Circumstances did not render where that came from, but I'm glad that it's like the energy that's working on healing the heart space, and I feel like a lot of but I keep on getting, it's a very refined sense of healing because it's built upon and based upon a lot of feelings of energetic isolation. And I keep on seeing, it's almost like the like, it's almost like it's like almost the energy being it's almost like the energy of, it's almost the situation of someone, saying to another person, you're so cold, right? And another person, like, navigating the coldness of something and saying, like, the coldness that you find it's not where you find them. It's conditional on working towards vulnerability. I keep wondering, you can't rush vulnerability, right? You can't rush feeling energetically vulnerable with someone because the space by which you feel vulnerable is conditional upon feeling the space by which you can trust circumstances or situations. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, it's painful, right? Because I keep on seeing, it's like the energy that wishes, like, they're working on healing from trauma, but I keep on seeing they're also utilizing that same sense of vulnerability as, like, I keep on hearing, like, the vulnerability is guiding them in the direction of what safe feels like, right? Continuing to get clarification, working towards the heart, going back to the heart space of the masculine. Again, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Can I please get 3 cards, please? And we're going to be doing the Aquarian tarot for the unconscious of the masculine right now. And do you see, every time, you see what happens? Every time I start reading right now for masculine energy, hard to communicate. Like, and this is the thing, man. Like, listen. And I feel like there's an inner child wound behind the inability of masculine to communicate. And it has a lot to do like it has a lot to do, and this is how feminine also has to recognize and identify their own part in the vulnerability of masculine, right? Like you can't, like feminine cannot be in the space by which they say that they desire masculine to be in a space of vulnerability and then come into a space of mockery when masculine does so, right? The way that if we want each other's hearts to be fixed, the way that we fix each other's hearts is that we always hold them carefully. We always hold them tenderly. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy there, it's like I keep on getting. It feels a lot like there's despair here because, and this is often what happens, right? Like this is what we talk about in terms of healing a trust wound. I know how hard it is to heal a trust wound because often when we heal a trust wound, it's the recognition point that being vulnerable, like if we're vulnerable and someone hurts our heart, the failure point was never us, right? It's never a failure point in being vulnerable, but rather the observation in relationality to how another person energetically navigates that vulnerability, right? The observation of effectively being able to articulate and identify. Like I keep on hearing like the masculine saying, as long as masculine is respective of understanding that the energy of care is navigating another person's wishes, right? The space by which we understand and identify what that feels like, the space by which we articulate upon that force, then it's never a mistake when we're vulnerable. And if that vulnerability isn't met if it isn't met with the proportional recognition or empathy for the vulnerability, the failure point is discernment, right? And so this is a lot of the energy of masculine, like working to heal the heart space by understanding that we become energetically brave in that way, right? Like that sense of bravery that we effectively identify or recognize is one that effectively allows us to articulate upon something, but even in the articulation of it, right? How another person receives our vulnerability does not change the value or nature of the gift by which we proceed to give it. Now, this then brings us to the feminine energy. I'm going to be doing the Nouveau spread for feminine's unconscious. And again, bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. Yeah, so with feminine energy, I feel like I see a lot of the feminine energy. Like, I feel like energy of the feminine is healing from wounds of negligence. And what do we often identify? You know, it's easy to hide a negligent wound in comparison, right? Like the modality or the experience of, I keep on getting the modality or experience by which we add, like the modality or experience by which we add some kind of nature of competition to things is everything I keep on seeing there. It's like working through the proportionality of understanding and identifying that like good is found through doing something that is profound is what I keep on getting. And this is affecting the nature of the relationships in terms of what feminine is trying to build towards, right? This is a lot of the feminine that's working to heal. Like when you are in a space of allowing another person to compare you to someone else, never are you further from being able to understand what a gift you are, right? We are all energetically unique, and our ability of effectively finding, right? Like finding that sense of purpose, right? It's the space by which I keep on hearing, um, it brings us back. I keep on hearing and like that is also how I see a lot of the feminine energy is healing, because it's the space by which you navigate the fear, or you navigate the concern about something, and then you just immediately energetically release it, right? It's almost like the space by which you find that productivity point, you find that point of balance within the self. And I think that this is important because I keep on seeing this in conversations in relationality to feminine healing upon relationship right now, because I almost feel like there's feminine energy that is healing from wounds where they recognize that they were not holding themselves preciously because they were overly comparing themselves to others around the self. So I keep on hearing there's a lot of the energy right now of feminine that is like working through a lot of this space. And I keep on, and this is often, like, I keep on hearing, like, this is often why I feel like there's something important in relationality to feminine, like leading conversations on relationship by being able to articulate and define the aspiration of the relationship, rather than rather than the identification point or the qualities and characteristics of the energetic person by which they are working to build it with, right? There's something very energetically beautiful there in the space by which the feminine is, I keep on getting, like, the feminine is being or allowing the context. And I keep on hearing I keep on hearing it's not the fact. And you see what I'm trying to articulate here? It's the space by which the feminine is effectively healing because they're holding themselves preciously, right? It's the space by which they're articulating and building more upon what they want, right? I keep on hearing building more upon what they want than what they're energetically looking for. And I see that masculine is also doing that. And that brings us to non-binary energy. Can I please get 3 cards? And we're going to be using the traditional Smith Waite deck for the unconscious space of the masculine right now. we got the 8. Wow, this is wild. Guys, make sure that, wow, okay, whoa. All right, so walking, like, when we're talking towards the non-binary energy right now, we've got double 8. So so feminine right now has a lot of 10 energy. Non-binary has a lot of 8 energy. And again, most of the non-binary cards right now are in the space of pentacles, which is, again, it's like I keep wondering, it's working towards something that feels energetically logical. You know, when I literally, like, the thing about this here is it's interesting because I keep on seeing, like, for a lot of this energy, just like taking logical approaches to things. Like, I keep wondering, like, taking logical approaches to things that never fails the self, because I keep on seeing um, the ability of navigating through, like, I keep wondering, logical relationship is sustainable relationship because it's something that is energetically consistent. And I keep on hearing it allows the ability of working through that consistency. But this is what I mean in terms of, like, non-binary energy, like working through the context of seeing others. And I keep on hearing, when we don't feel energetically satisfied, right, we often become very frenetic, right? I keep wondering, like, it creates those experiences by which it seems that another, like, we are searching for something, is what I keep on getting. And here's the thing about it, like, the search And I keep on hearing, like, and this is why I keep on seeing that a lot of this energy works very carefully in terms of building into relationship, because the search, like the search of the things that we should search for in relationship should always be internal, is what I keep on getting. Like it's the search, I keep wondering, it's the search for something energetically internal that allows for something to become profound, right? It's working through a lot of that energy. But the thing I keep on seeing in relationality to, like the thing I keep on seeing in relationality to experiences is working through those moments or those situations or circumstances wherein another, like I keep on hearing, like looks for identity through energetic connection. And that's what I keep on getting is like, and I feel like there's something really significant and important there, because I keep on getting that for a lot of the non-binary energy, it almost feels like working through the space by which one, like I keep wondering, like they're even more conscientious and careful in relationality to what they build upon, because I keep on seeing that it's like I keep on hearing they're looking for intentional relationships, not relationships built upon or based upon curiosity, because I keep on getting that that's what I meant about them taking logic based approaches to things, because navigating through another person's volatility, right? When we move into relationship and we don't know ourselves, a lot of feelings come up. And then if we're not in the space by which we can navigate those feelings properly, those feelings begin to hurt those around the self. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, they're almost articulating situations by which they navigate circumstances carefully, because they're very conscientious of the fact that they're often the source of others' projections. And so I keep on seeing that ability of working through and doing so, it's hard, it's painful. There are wounds there, and a lot of those wounds, like I keep on hearing, a lot of those wounds feel like they're energetic amplification points in relationality to what it is that they themselves are working to. Like it's like almost the energy that says, like if they're working to understand the self, they want that same level of introspection in the energy of those that they are building with. Bottom of the deck on these readings right now. For masculine energy, we are going to be utilizing this. We're going to be reading bottom of the deck, Smith Waite. Yeah, like it's yeah, we've got here the Four of Cups in its reversal. And it's interesting because there's a Four of Wands in its upright. And so the thing with the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups in its reversal has to do, the Four of Cups in its reversal has to do with I keep on getting, you know, it's working through, it's interesting because like it's working through the importance of practice, right? And the hard part with practice is that often when you're practicing something, like the thing is, I need to stress this. The only way you get good at something is if you are invested in sucking at it. It's like that's the only way that you get good at something, okay? Like if you're not resting on the laurels of what you can just naturally do, the only way that one's ability, like one's ability at getting better at something is directly proportional with how much of a fool that you're willing to look like to be as you kind of improve upon it, right? It's almost like having to embrace fool energy, right? Because it's like, it's like you're like, okay, you're like, I'm now going to do something and I'm going to be awful at it, it's fine. And then you do that again and again and again, and it's like and this is what often happens when we're improving, right? It's unfortunate that like the sound of us improving is rarely in us doing what we aspire to do, but just slowly getting less awful. Like slowly getting less awful is how we become awesome. Is what I keep on getting. It's rough. I know. Unless you got like again, unless you're gifted, unless you just like appear like sometimes again, it's a difference between a gift and a talent. Some people are like ta-da, like they can just do something naturally. But like literally, the only way you can get good at something, your level or degree of embracing your awfulness is what makes you awesome, right? And you have to put yourself out there. You got to be it's like you got to roll with it, right? And it's awful because it often makes you feel awful as you're navigating it, but that's also how you get better at it, right? Because the more that we do things, the more that we do something, the more we learn, right? The more we grow, the more that it's like, and again, it sometimes feels like we don't see our progress until we see how far we've come. So I feel like there's something really energetically important about that. I feel like there's something important about, again, working through working through a lot of this retrograde season and not seeing, right? Not, and it's very, and I feel like that's a hard thing with like, I need to point this out. The hard thing with the retrograde that we're experiencing right now with Mercury retrograding, Venus passing before Neptune, Venus passing before Mercury, and then Saturn, right? Saturn going direct in Pisces, right? It can often like it can often feel like those modalities or those moments or experiences by which we don't feel our energetic best, or we often feel like we often get too hard on ourselves in relationality to what we aspire to versus where we actually find ourselves. But we navigate that with a sense of, again, proportionality. So I feel like the observation of understanding, and that's why I keep on hearing like, and when we say like it's just practice, it's like practice is all there is, right? Like practice is practice is what we apply ourselves to. And so I feel like there's something about that, and I feel like it has something to do with the relationships by which like masculine is working towards, like the observation of kind of understanding that there's more for us to know and being able to take that approach. Like you can't, I keep on hearing, you can't practice something unless you know that there's something that you don't know, because like it's the space by which you can grow is what I keep on getting. For feminine, can I please get bottom of the deck on this? We've got the Aquarian Tarot. Yeah, we've got the Six of Cups in its reversal. I keep on seeing feminine is feminine's just sick of people. Sorry. It's no, but I mean, like the thing is, it's like I keep on seeing feminine can't fix other people's hearts. I know you want to. It's not your responsibility to fix another person's heart. You can't fix it. That's their job, right? It stinks when we have to encounter someone who's making us have to bear the brunt of the experience of another person. And this is why, again, I feel like this is the feminine energy that often feels like the space by which energy projects is the space by which another person says you're all the same. Do you know how much like the space by which another person, I keep wondering, like the space by which another person puts us in the bucket of everything they've experienced by using, I keep on hearing, be using the past you is what I keep on hearing, right? And I keep on hearing like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with feminine being fed up, like I keep on being fed up with being another person's you, which is the space by which another person utilizes the self to build a narrative that becomes energetically universal on everything they've experienced. And I keep on hearing you can't get anywhere, right? And this is also feminine realizing too that we don't do that in any way. And we need to talk about this more, right? This is why the way you want to heal relationships, stop saying all men, stop saying all women, because that is the song of you giving up on things, right? Like the space by which we articulate or define, and we can express our frustration, right? We can express our frustration in relationality to the past. But the moment that we bucket the present with the past. We build a wall of impossibility that makes it harder to be able to do something new because we're front loading the cynicism in relationality to what we've come to expect. And I almost feel like this is the energy of the healed feminine having conversations of that nature, not only to masculine, but potentially to anybody, to feminine too, like anybody doing that. It doesn't matter. It's what I keep on seeing. It's the ability, right? It's the ability of squandering the expectation with the narrative of what one has experienced, right? Now for non-binary energy, bottom of the deck, we're using the Nouveau deck. We've got the Queen of Wands in its reversal, right? And this is what I effectively like this is a lot of the non-binary energy, feeling and working towards acting as shield by bearing the brunt of other people's projections, right? For a lot of, like I just keep on saying, for a lot of that energy, working through those situations or circumstances, right? The feeling I keep on seeing, like this is almost the energy that says they gave up on fitting in a long time ago, right? Because again, if you want to like effectively heal in relationality to, like if you want to heal in relationality to fitting in, I keep on hearing healing and fitting in are rarely, healing and fitting in are rarely in the same experience, right? It's the ability to effectively identify what feels energetically healthy. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing this work as it relates to relationship, I keep on seeing that like they're very conscientious in relationality to, building upon the experience. I keep on hearing like building upon experiences where others do not articulate that they are energetic burdens. And I keep on saying, because there's been many modalities by which another person articulated that they were a burden, not because they were a burden, but because they made them feel things, complicated things that they didn't want to feel. And I keep on hearing like that is the energy that basically says, if you articulate that I'm a burden, right? And that's why look, that's why there's like, you see all the pentacles. This now makes sense with all the pentacles. Look at all the pentacles. Look at all the pentacles. They're like, would you please define your burden? Would you please define what you mean? But I can't hear you. I'm sorry. I can't hear the word burden. I can't, it's too loud. There's too many pentacles. I'm sorry. I can't hear the word burden because of all these pentacles that are surrounding me, which is the energy that has worked I told you that, remember how I said there needs to be a word? Masculine energy is looking for the word between the vulnerability that keeps you safe versus the vulnerability that breaks things. This is the non-binary energy going heal, like protecting themselves from that, because it's the identification point in relationality to another person saying that they're a burden and being like, it's not this type of burden. Right? I'm not responsible if you articulate that I'm a burden because I make you feel weird things. That's something that you need to figure out. Like, is what I keep on seeing. It's like the energy. It's like, and that's why there's so many of these. I was like, why are all these pentacles here? That's why. And we've got like literally, we've got like double eights here. So that's giving a lot of the clarity on that. There's so many. There's so many pentacles in this reading. That is our that is our divine energy. But I feel like that's the thing about it though, right? It's the energy that's like, it doesn't want to be like that. But the energy is almost like saying to another person, my vulnerability is a gift. But the vulnerability is a gift for someone who's ready to navigate the complication of feelings that effectively arrive around it, is what I keep on saying, right? Like that's why the energy is in that modality. And it's like the space by which they're healing. Like that's almost like the source of a lot of that healing journey. It's the energy that says like, you find me like it's like the energy that says like, you find someone effective because they've been working to help another person demarcate the difference between what a burden is. And that's painful, but I keep on seeing the space by which they've worked that out for themselves. It's just it's something that's hard because I keep on getting it's not heart healing, it's sacral healing. You know, it's like the energy that almost says I've like the capacity by which they've arrived into that was not one that was amplified by choice, so long as so much as necessity. That is where we find all of that is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you want to book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Please keep in mind also, please keep in mind that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Sun card. Our next class will be occurring on Thursday, December 18th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies in the tarot with a focus on the Judgment card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access, as a paid monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied prior to beginning that next class, but it's a lovely time to join because you've got a whole month before that next class. If you want to study anything that we are studying, you'll also have access to, and if you become a founding member, not only will you have access to over 20 hours worth of material in the library, you'll also have a discount to, the entire year's worth of classes. You'll also have the option of receiving a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best impact moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. I also want to let you guys know as well, I would like to take the opportunity to invite you to our retreat that is coming up this August. We are going to be going on a tarot retreat, heading over to the cradle by which we found where the tarot was first discovered in Italy. We will be traveling to Florence, Tuscany, and Rome to be able to understand the culture by which allowed for the ability for the tarot to find a home. We'll also be doing a lot of work in relationality to mentorship. Everyone who attends that retreat will be receiving free mentorship readings with me. And if you'd like to become a part of that, all you need to do is head over to my stack. You will find the link there to be able to sign up for that retreat. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful time, and I look forward to potentially seeing you there. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretations, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again tomorrow. That is our daily collective read. Congratulations to Good Vibes. You got our highest gifter today. And Bridget, you came in second, so you will have an additional card in your reading. If anybody else would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. You will be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Grand, hello there, Good Vibes, and congratulations on that win. You're welcome, dear. Oh, and thank you, dear. I appreciate you. Thank you as well. Good to see you today, Nikki. Thank you for those hashtags. How are you doing today, Monique? Grand Rising Creative. Oh, Nikki, I'm sorry you haven't been feeling well. Oh, sending you support on that, dear. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, dear. Is that the type of grumpiness that you're grumpy because you're grumpy and you want to snap out of it, but you can't? Yeah, Ivana, that's exactly the energy we're feeling right now. It's gonna ease up. Right? But like the thing about it, like the thing, like, where it'll probably get easier tomorrow, but make sure you're not being too hard on yourself right now. Yes. I also, like, I want to stress this because, and I got to point this out, if you've got a lot of Piscean placements right now, like, there's a lot of emotions that may be coming up. So every time, like, this is like every time, like, I feel like every time we've got these planets that keep dipping back into retrograde and then falling back into Pisces and then, like, moving back out of Pisces, it can create a lot of that feeling of, like, working through abandonment wounds. Happened to you on Thursday. Thank you for confirmation, Ivana. Yeah, there it is, right? You said, yeah, it's hard feeling like you don't care and then you want to cry. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. And Jasmine, thank you for the follow. How are you? I'm doing well, Mark. How are you doing? And thank you for the follow. You can always ask a question, R, but if you want a reading, these are donation based. Okay, perfect. Yep. Thank you. Good. I appreciate you explaining how it works. How are you doing today, Bridget? Good to see you, dear. And thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Karma, thank you for sharing the live as well. Logic is a shield. Tap to claim, Rihanna. And thank you as well. I do my best. Yes. Music, logic. Yes. Logic. It's a shield. Yeah. Removes it. Perspective. Tap to claim. Yes, Julia. I just experienced this with a person. I grieve the fact that in that state they'll be able to be, yeah, and that's what I've been experiencing with masculine, able to meet deeply. Same, it broke my heart, but allowed me to see clearly. We're going through the same thing, choosing ourselves, continue to do that work. Grand Rising, Esteban, good to see you today, dear. How are you doing today, Michael? I'm doing well, thank you. I just want honest communication that's transparent. Tap to claim, Sid. You're speaking truth. I do my best here, Sid. Consistency is key. Oh, and you're being called to play your guitar. Exactly. Literally, I have to be a beginner at it. Exactly. We do Karma. I don't have a locationality right now where I'm doing in-person readings. I can, if you are hosting, if you are interested in having me at an event, then I can do in-person readings there. But typically, most of my readings that are done right now are done digitally. I hope that helps. How are you doing today, Estes? Yes, we are live here and we are doing personal readings. We're about to get started. We just finished the collective. Just a reminder to anybody joining us across the other platforms, you can also get on the list for today for a reading. All you need to do is head over and send the donation via my tree that is Binks in my Lio. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more for non-subscribers. We do here life path, highest priority messages from spirit, angelic, dream interpretation, past life, mediumship, love readings, pet readings, animal spirit, guide readings, akashic, and mind, body, spirit. Thank you for the help, good. And Cherry, thank you for the follow. Or Sherry. Yes, always, absolutely. Excellent. I've been practicing breathing and meditation exercises. Excellent. Good to see you today, Ivana. I owe you a message. I had to back off sending you support. It's very hard and being curious. Beautifully stated. Any books to look inward? Well, I will point out, Sid, if you head over to our subscriber only disco, we've got an absolute beautiful array of recommendations for books built upon those. Like there's a whole trove there of books in relationality to that. All you need to do is if you become a super fan, you'll have access to the disco. Yep. Yeah, literally, I have out because, and again, like when you, and again, this is often like when I do mentorship with my students, I'll often start recommending books because it's hard because the book that you effectively needs to be it's effectively needs to be it needs to identify upon like what it is that you're trying to work upon, right? It's like there's not like take this, if you take this book it'll fix you, like it's not, it doesn't, if only it was that simple, right? It's like that's the challenge around it. Yeah, I have out your friend sending man. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Expectations. I mean, here, I don't think, listen, I don't think, I'm going to correct you there, Sid. I don't think expectations are the problem. It's good. It is good to have expectations, right? As long as the expectations are reasonable. And I like to point out a healthy expectation is an expectation that we don't feel silly in stating, right? Like that's how we fortify our expectations, right? It's not the fact that expectations are the problem. What we want to be wary of is having an expectation, but we're not confident to state it. Like that, that is usually where we have to recognize the issue. Yes, the narrative, exactly. It's so toxic. Strong message. Thank you, Estevan. I understand. It is. I've noticed I'm less impatient. Well, and I like to point this out. It's okay. Like impatience is also not the negative. It requires that, I like to point out, like our impatience will amplify what it is that we're trying to do better, right? And even in the space, like there's a space by which we can articulate our impatience. And even in the modality by which we express our impatience, we can see like the level and degree of care that we have towards things. But the thing that we want to make sure that we're not doing is projecting that impatience onto others, right? It's requiring a lot of that work. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you as well. Hi there. So as I mentioned, currently I'm not doing in-person readings in any location where you can book me, Karma. But if you want to book a digital we can do a digital reading anywhere. All you need to do is head over to my site and you can book that digital reading. And if you have an event that you would like me to be at, you can also do that through my site as well. Yes. Ooh, I like that. The whole day feels like the universe helping to look at different ideas. I like that a lot. I've never fitted in. I know it. I mean, healers rarely don't. You know, when you feel that you have to fit in, don't be there. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh wow. Well, and that's what I mean. Like there's like here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, Karma. There's no need for you to have to take a long drive if you want a reading. You can just book one virtually. Yep. Thank you for the help, good. Yes, exactly. Thank you for confirmation, Rihanna. I do apologize. I'm sorry. No, you're perfectly fine, good. You have nothing to apologize for. Thank you as well, Esteban. Yes. Um, things always get hard before a major blessing. That's a beautifully way of putting it, Esteban. Yep, I do my best. Absolutely. Thank you for the compliment, dear, and thank you for being here. And I'm glad thank you for being thank you. I'm glad that there's something here that was helpful to you today. Oh, I will bring more pentacles in. Oh, excellent, dear. I appreciate that. Looking forward to it. All right, as I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on personal readings. If you would like to get on the list is open. As I mentioned, it is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. For anybody who's interested in getting, I will also point out I'm keeping the list somewhat short today. So if you would like to get on the list for a reading, please do so sooner rather than later. And if you are on the hold list and would like to return back to the list, just please let me know the date by which you were put on hold, and I will be happy to add you back to it. Excellent. Oh my gosh, you absolutely can today. Good. Yeah, you got the highest gifter. No, that the highest gifter is always available the day of. The 50 and the 100Ks are typically available the following day. We are going to be, of course, we're definitely going to be doing 1 cards today, Ruby. Good to see you. That's a great, yeah. Like I said, make sure that you're putting those books. I haven't read that book in a long time, Julia. Those books are both wonderful, but it's been a while. I love that you're reading them. Go put them in the disco. Make sure that you're putting these suggestions in the disco. As I mentioned, friends, we're going to get started. The first person we're reading for today is Tyrese. Tyrese, if you're here, can you please respond in all caps and let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question that you would like me to answer. And if anybody else would like to get on the list for today, it's a lovely time to get on the list. You will be the 3rd person read for. Again, for anybody interested, we're also going to be doing a giveaway when we get to 50K likes. We are already at 21.3K likes. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. We'll be able to have that next giveaway. Second call right now for Tyrese. Second call right now for Tyrese. If Tyrese is not here, we're going to move to Good. Good, if you're here, can you let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question that you'd like me to answer? And just I need to, before we continue, I need to get something to cover these up with. So just bear with me a moment. I'll be right back before we start the readings. There we go. Lovely. Okay, where were we? All right, good. I just need to see if we're doing a general or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And just a reminder, if anybody would like to get on the list today, it's a lovely time to get on the list. You will be the 2nd person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. All right, before we continue, and thank you, Stella, for getting on the list. You will be the next person read for. Before we continue, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the boar. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do it again after the next reading. I'm also going to pin up Good. Make sure to give Good some love. Hold on a minute. And also just a reminder to anybody who's joining us, if you are interested, if you are a subscriber who would like access to the subscriber only disco channel, just send me a disco gif and I will send you that invite. Make sure that you're a super fan before you send it. If you are interested in learning, in getting a discount code to our class program, message me the word class. And if you would like to get information on the trip that we're taking, message me the word trip. Okay, perfect. All right. And I'm going to pin up good here. All right, guidance from the higher self of the person on my, from the higher self, hold on, guidance from the higher self of the person on my heart. What do I need to know for my highest good? Okay. Well, we're gonna work through, okay, that's a very complicated question that you've asked, because you said from the higher self of that person in relationality towards your highest good. So can I please get, let's get four cards here. The heavy deck, it's a heavy deck. That deck got heavy, huh? All right. Wow. Can I get, yeah. Yeah, hold on. Yep. So the difficulty, you know, the difficulty that we need to work through has a lot to do with what you, like, what you articulated. And I want to describe, and it's interesting too, because the way you, we have to get back to what you stated. Okay, the way you stated something we need to pay attention to, because you said you want guidance not from your higher self. You said that you wanted higher guidance from the higher self of the person on your heart. But what do you need to know for your highest good? And the hard thing that I'm reading in relationality to that is, and I keep on getting this, this is what I meant in terms of this being a heavy deck, is what I keep on getting. Because the reason I keep on getting the fact that there's a heavy deck here is I keep on getting the message from their higher self that they're in a point in their life where they listen too much to outside opinions on things. The like the space, I keep on hearing when we are building into relationship, we have to look, the thing is, it's not enough to get people's advice. We have to look at the state of a relationship that someone's in before we get advice upon ours. Before we give credence. I hear the higher self screaming this at a person. Like I've got some, like I've literally got someone who's like screaming it to someone in terms of their past version of self. Like literally screaming and saying, before you stop and take another person's advice as it relates to the nature of your relationship, check their house, is what I keep on hearing. Check their house is all I keep on hearing, which is, what is the state of theirs? Do you like what you see there? Right? Do not take advice. I just keep on hearing them, like it's all I keep on hearing from their higher self. The higher self just says, before you take another person's advice, check their house, which is to say, like checking the state of their relationship, right? How's that looking? Because whatever state, I keep on hearing whatever state or whatever condition their relationship is, that's the quality of the advice that you're energetically receiving, is what I keep on seeing. And so I feel like that is like that's, I literally am reading into I'm literally reading into a higher self. And the reason I kept on saying it's a heavy deck, when I picked up the deck, it felt much heavier than it typically would, because I keep on seeing, like, I keep on says, like, the higher self, like, I keep on getting their higher self is a lot wiser. Like, their higher self is working from a point of wisdom. And often, I like to point out, like, wisdom is often calibrated in relationality to navigating some of the choices, is what I keep on hearing. And then I keep on, I feel like there's something about that. Like, I keep on hearing, like, they're not, like, it almost feels like somebody operating from a space of naivete, you know? You have to be very, I just keep on hearing the same message from their higher self. You have to be very conscientious on who you take advice from. Because the difference, I keep hearing the difference between someone that says, and I keep on hearing the difference between someone that says, I want what's best for you, versus someone that says, I know what's best for you, is the difference effectively, like, the difference effectively between the space by which another person, like, sees another person, like, moving towards their energetic happiness, and they feel that sense of exaltation, even if it's going to change something, versus the space by which another person sees someone moving towards their bliss and says, are you sure about it? You know? And I feel like there's something important about that. I feel like there's something really important about that. And in relationality to, and this is what I keep on hearing, like, especially if you're going through an experience like that, you can't, your higher self is effectively saying, you should not have to convince somebody. You should never have to convince somebody upon the benefits of being in their life, is what I keep on hearing. You know? The modality or the experience by which I keep on hearing, like, the modality or the experience by which we articulate upon energetic stabilization. I keep on hearing you should not, like, it should not take convincing, right? You're a blessing. And I keep on hearing, when we build into blessings, it's not, like, it's not, and I feel like there's something painful there, you know? You are not, like, I keep on hearing, you are not the, like, I keep on getting, like, you're not the, how do I describe this? You're not the, like, you're not a space for another energy to come towards you only when they feel energetically insecure, is what I keep on hearing. Right? And I feel like there's something really important about that, because I feel like the space by which you're working to identify and recognize or build upon something in such a way, I feel like I literally see a situation between you and another person where every time you come towards them, they're saying to you, um, oh, like, look, like, they know they're always there for me. And I keep on hearing, like, I hear your higher self being very wary between someone that looks at a situation and says, oh, I care about them so much, they're always there for me no matter what, versus the space by which you feel like your patience is running out, is like, it's like the space by which you're feeling your energetic exhaustion point, as it relates to the space of one's own sense of patience. So I keep on hearing, make sure that the relationship has direction sense. right? Make sure that you're articulating to another person in terms of what it is that you aspire for with them. Because the hard part about a situation is I see it has nothing to do with the lack of love between you and another person. But I feel like the problem, like when somebody cares about us and they don't have their priorities straight, it can be incredibly painful, right? Like that's what I'm effectively seeing here, right? And I keep on hearing we work we work to prioritize, like we work to effectively prioritize in that way because like I keep wondering like that is the shape by which we do something or the shape by which we articulate to another just how much something means to us. Bottom of the deck on this reading. um yeah, I don't know what this is, like I've got a heavy I've got heavy two energy around someone, you know and the thing I keep on seeing, like the thing I keep on seeing with that like the thing I keep on seeing with that like heavy two energy, I feel like it has a lot to like I feel like it has a lot to do with how do I describe this? It had like I keep wondering like none of this back and forth, you know? Like it's saying to me that I don't know why I feel like is this somebody who feels like they have to like they've got some kind of like past obligation to something, you know? Like I don't know why. Like I feel like there's some kind of like I keep on hearing like the past is the past. And it has a lot to do with like what I said about the reading and relationality to understanding that it's good. I keep on hearing it's good to have nostalgia for things, but too much nostalgia, too much nostalgia will sour a relationship because the space by which you can look back upon something and feel I keep hearing the difference between nostalgia and sentiment is the space by which we understand the force by which we're working to heal from something, is what I keep on seeing, right? Not an energetic longing to go back to something. So I feel like there's something really important there, particularly and especially as it relates to making sure that somebody isn't saying to you, like, when I like almost like the space of someone saying like when I've made it, when I've made it, you're the one for me. Because the problem is like that's often the sound of ambition that puts an entire life on hold in the space by which they say when I'm like the space by which somebody says like when I've made it, you'll be the one you'll be the one I want, because there's no waiting, right? That day never comes. There's always something else to be done, right? The amplification point in being able to articulate and to energetically prioritize requires I keep on hearing like it requires us to effectively I keep on hearing it requires us to effectively push back on others' demands is what I keep on seeing. So, like it almost feels like I almost feel like I'm reading into a higher self that's seeing an energy that has a fear of missing out on things will ruin everything, because the modality or the experience by which we work towards energetically prioritizing, that is effectively identification of dedication. And I keep on getting some kind of vibration of someone that you know is like working really really hard. Like I see somebody who's like almost like in the space by which they're working so hard that they're articulating the fact that they don't have time for a relationship. But this is why I keep on getting like the space by which we articulate or define, like it's like we never find that time. We have to carve it out, right? It's not the time does not just magically appear. We make the time or we don't. So I feel like there's something like that's what I'm gonna keep on seeing. Like I feel like this is like amplifying someone who cares about you deeply, but they're like the ability by which I keep on hearing like the ability of something becoming consistent is the energetic, like I feel like that is the hurdle between where I find your higher self and their higher self, if that makes sense. So make sure, I keep wondering, like, make sure that you're having those conversations on what carving out consistent time looks like. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. All right. One sec. Thank you for letting me know where the reading is, Stella. However I need to do it. I got you, good. I hope that helped. No, you worded it fine. You're welcome, Mom. Mamo, you want to get to the heart of the matter. Yes. But the words were hard to come up with. No, I understood. And Spoil, thank you for the follow. When asked what we were grateful for around Circle past year, you did. No, you didn't. Don't say that. No, you didn't. Thank you, though. I appreciate you, Trishina. I hope these messages help. You're so welcome, dear. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Right? That makes sense. They listen to their friends quite a bit. Like, and that's what I keep on, like, I here's the thing about it. It's so, and like, this is what I keep on getting. It's okay. Right? It's okay. Like, we should listen to others. Right? But we have to calibrate, like, it's okay to listen to friends, but it's also important to understand, like I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if there are those moments where, like, often I see like the space by which another person's opinions shouldn't shape. I keep on hearing they should attenuate upon a choice. They shouldn't shape the choice, is what I keep on hearing. No. Mm-hmm. I don't even, because here's the thing about it, I don't even think it's intentional, is what I keep on seeing. You know? Yeah. That's a beautiful way of saying it. And I feel like the thing to kind of work on right now, good, is I prioritize energy that prioritizes me and wants the same things as me. Right? Focus on those manifestation goals. As long as you are clear to another person what the shape of that looks like, you shouldn't be in the space by which you have to feel like you have to convince them of it. Yeah, they need to build their own confidence. Exactly. Yeah, beautifully stated. And thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. Okay, and yeah, and that's what I mean. And that, again, you've kind of articulated it, right? Ambition is good, right? But the ambition also needs to be proportionate for understanding why one is being ambitious, is what I keep on getting. Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you for confirming. Like, yeah, like that's the thing about it. Like, I keep on hearing like too much ambition will destroy a relationship. Like, too much ambition will destroy a relationship because it's often that space by which it's like you have to, like I told you, like, thank you for confirming, you have to carve out the time. Yep. Sending you support on that journey. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list for today, I'm still looking for Tyrese. If Tyrese isn't here, the next person on the list for today is Stella. Stella, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And also, friends, we're at 26.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. You're so welcome, dear. All right, let's continue right now. Thank you for letting me know. And before we continue, let's do, hold on a minute. All right, I'm just looking for Stella's question, but before we continue, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. Okay, I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the hind. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right. And also just a reminder to anybody joining us, if you are a superfan who would like access to our superfan only disco channel, you can go ahead and send me a disco gift. If you would like to get a discount code on our class, message me the word class. And if you would like to find out more about our trip in August, message me the word trip. If anybody is joining us across the other platforms, you can also get on the list via my tree that has binks in it in my bio. And if anybody would like to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the second person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, binks in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. All right. We've got Stella here. And I'm going to take a moment and read over the question before we begin because there is sensitive information in this reading, so just bear with me. But I am going to pin up, hold on a minute. I am going to pin up Stella here. Guys, make sure to give Stella some love. Okay. And thank you for that message. Can I please get 3 cards for Stella, highest priority messages, please? Woo! Yeah. Thank you. Everything I keep on seeing, I'm very happy to hear that you're working to heal from this connection, because every time I read for it right now, I keep on seeing the same experience. And I feel like we've spoken about this before. You know, I keep on getting the word wish is really important here, because the thing that we often articulate is the difference between a manifestation goal and a wish is the observation of what it is. Like, the only thing that stands between a manifestation goal and a wish is the space by which we implement what it takes to energetically make a wish a reality. And this is also it's also the space by which I keep on hearing, this is why we talk about being mindful of our wishes, right? Because the observation, one of the worst things that we can do is articulate upon a wish, right? The space by which we can articulate upon a wish, but then the modality or the experience by which the circumstances of possibility, allow the context of another person, like identifying the fact that they share that wish and they're energetically working towards it. Like that is literally the experience by which we effectively identify and work to build things. And so I keep on seeing that this individual, right, is very like they're very thoughtless with the way they deliver their wishes, right? Like the space, like the thing about their wishes is that there is an alas connected to them, right? Because the energy, and that's what I keep on hearing, they didn't finish the sentence for you, right? I keep on seeing a situation of someone who keeps on, and I feel like I keep on getting it. Like they keep on talking to their higher self and almost saying to them, like every time I read for them, like they're not in communication with their higher self about it, because I keep on hearing, and you can use, like I need to point out, you can usually tell when you're not in communication with your higher self in the space by which it feels like you're arguing with the self, right? And every time I keep on, like I keep on hearing a modality by which another person says to themselves every time it comes to you, I didn't promise them anything. But I keep on hearing their higher self saying, you didn't promise them anything, but you articulated a wish, and a wish, and it's a like I keep on seeing like the space by which they said that the space by which you gave them a wish and you gave them a false illusion of something that you are going to do, rather than something that I keep on seeing is the amplification of an energetic fantasy, right? Our wishes, healthy wishes come into energetic fruition, right? It's the space by which healthy wishes come into fruition, in the space by which we articulate and identify what feels energetically possible to occur. So I feel like the hard part about this is like I literally like I see some kind of situation by which another person is trying to articulate the fact that they feel like it was they were giving someone a good experience. But I keep on hearing like nobody wants good experiences. Like nobody wants good experiences. They desire like commitment. And so I keep on getting like the space by which another person energetically hurt you was the space by which they effectively treated you. Like I keep wondering, they treated you like someone recognizing, like overly mature, right? Like the space by which they were trying to articulate upon the reality of a situation. And this is what I keep on hearing, like the understanding, like the misconstruing of their energetic fantasy that became your reality. And that's what we keep on. And the thing is, and I keep on getting this too, like in the context, and it's not the space by which another person doesn't desire a good experience, but you can have a good experience with someone, is what I keep on seeing, right? The modality by which another person can articulate upon a good experience is the understanding of the relationality to what the shape of the experience is. And so I keep on seeing somebody who keeps on articulating the fact that they gave you a good experience, but you weren't looking for an experience. You were looking for an energetic future with them. I feel like the space bottom of the deck in relationality to their navigating this, I feel like I see some kind of like, I feel like the observation, like the observation of them building into the space. Like I see someone that will continue to articulate upon the fact that I keep on hearing the difference between somebody else saying jumping to confusions versus intentionally misled. Like I keep hearing the space between you and another person is the space between jumping to confusion, conclusions versus intentionally misled. And I keep on seeing that, especially with this Page of Swords, the observation that they could have been clearer is what I keep on seeing, right? The understanding, I keep on hearing like the understanding of the fact that they could have been clearer. I keep on seeing like that. That's what I meant in relationality to them potentially not like I tried to pick up the deck and what was hiding there. The seven, like the seven of wands in its upright, you know? And that's what I meant about them having an argument with their higher self, because you can't argue with the higher self. The higher self knows the energetic intention. So like the space by which I keep wondering, like the space by which they're working through something, right? Like the space by which they're amplifying and articulating upon. I just keep on getting, the space by which they're articulating upon the fact that they weren't energetically clear with you. I don't think there's ever going to be a space by which they articulate that, because I keep on seeing, like, I feel like that's almost like the energy that's continuing to work through the fact that, and I feel like this is like, I think that this is the space by which you can kind of build into your own healing. You don't need their apology to heal, you know? Like, and I think that this is going to kind of help you like work through your own healing journey, right? The often, and this is the shape of trauma, right? The shape of trauma is often never receiving the energetic apology that we need. But the ability of knowing, right? The ability of knowing that we're energetically deserving of one. I feel like this is almost like this is the space or place by which I keep on seeing like helps you to effectively like move forward through something. And the way I keep on getting this is that space by which they misled you, you have to feel sad for anybody in their life. Because if they misled you, then it means that they live a life by which they're very like, it's the energy that's like, it's something, it's not, I keep wondering, the space by which they misled you isn't exceptional. It's potentially conditional. So I feel like the space by which you start to stop, like when you're coming into the space by which you start putting less concern in terms of what they were going through, like what was going through their headspace in relationality to why they hurt you, right? And I feel like this is going to help you understand your inner child healing. There should be no logic that exists that makes the harm to your person okay, right? Now the observation of that, right? Even if somebody, I keep wondering, even if someone was not intentional in hurting you, right? You can heal. Like, and I keep on hearing like the difference. I feel like the difference that I see you kind of getting jammed up upon in your healing journey is whether something was obtuse or intentional. But the higher self says it doesn't make any difference, right? If someone does not, if someone is unconsciously continuing to hurt you, right? It's the same. And you've articulated like what it is that it would take to fix it. Like the observation in relationality to whether they are invested upon doing so effectively helps us recognize that healthy energy, right? Building into healthy relationship is one that is based upon having like an investment in terms of what that long-term future is. So I feel like being able to kind of refocus or recenter yourself on your own healing journey right now, coming into the space of affirmation in relationality to, I keep on seeing like one of the things that would help with this is potentially writing down like what is your ideal situation in terms of what it would take for you to feel like something is energetically resolved, right? Is there a shape, right? Is there a shape? Is there something that you would energetically prefer that would occur that would allow the context by which you could say to yourself that would be something to get over? Because I keep on seeing the solution in healing from this is not trying to go into understanding the logic as to why someone hurt you, right? There's never any logic as to why another person chooses to hurt us, but rather the way we move towards healing is trying to work upon and understand what would be that ideal resolution point that would make you feel that you could effectively move on effectively. So I feel like I'm kind of giving you a little bit of energetic homework to take from this reading, which is like make sure that you're focusing upon like what that outcome would be, what it would look like, what the shape of it would be, right? And if you're having, and I keep on saying, if you have a hard time articulating that, then that is where the work needs to be expanded or expounded upon, right? Because when we're working to heal, we don't dwell on the pain. We become very avid explorers in understanding what the nature of our healing, like what it would feel like in order to be healed, but also the shape of it, what that would look like. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Stella. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list, it's actually a great time to get on the list. You'll be the next person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, friends, we're at 26.6K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. All right. Thank you for the compliment, Blue. In terms of what I'm reading in relationality to that, I keep on seeing that there's something like I keep on seeing the observation. Like I feel like the hard part is recognizing, like I keep on seeing someone that has to be more mindful of their wishes and understanding. I keep on hearing like the space by which they should have energetically clarified to you what you could energetically expect from them. And I keep on seeing I keep on seeing like the space by which another person keeps shaking their head in relationality is saying that they didn't do anything. I keep on hearing like the shaking of their head is the space by which they could have been clearer, right? Because it's the observation. I like to point out if something that we if there's something that we wish to manifest that we feel that articulating our energetic manifestation goals would remove us from an experience, then that's not the place to be which to have it. A healthy manifestation goal is one that's mutually shared. So I just keep on seeing a situation by which another person is like energetically working through the fact that like I keep on hearing like I feel like they're like there's heaviness there is what I keep on getting. But I also feel like it's the space by which like I keep on getting the same identification point. Like I feel like they feel like I almost am reading for someone who feels like they've tried to effectively come like make peace with you is what I keep on seeing. And so I almost feel like that observation in terms of them being able to articulate that, I feel like that is the balance point by which they're working towards or trying to define like what they can actually do to change. And that's why I said like kind of working through the experience of the self to understand like what the shape of that, like what the shape of the future would hold that would make you feel like you could heal from something is going to help you kind of stay focused in relationality to how you're navigating that experience so that you could potentially heal and expand from it. And thank you so much for sharing the live, Ella. And thank you so much, Heartful, for the follow. I love that the higher self says, but I think it does, because it does feel to me like the expansion point that we're reading into with the higher self is, you know, the observation that somebody who cares about you would not put you in that state of distress. Like I keep on hearing like that is the direction by which that's the direction where the healing is, right? The modality or the experience. Like why, like we don't want to become invested in understanding the mindset of someone who hurt us. Just the fact that they hurt us should be enough for us to kind of move on, right? Like it's the observation of not, we don't need to become like often when we get over invested in the nature of trying to understand the logic of someone who hurt us, it can be indicative of us saying to ourselves, oh, if there's something I find there that's right, then we're like it's like that we're trying to find something, like we're trying to find some sentiment that would make us energetically okay to remain in a space by which someone isn't trying to take care of us. So I keep on hearing, like, that's why I keep on articulating that the work that you should be doing right now is to help kind of articulate upon what that ideal future is so that you can effectively utilize that to be able to build into a healthy healing point with this person, or being able to move towards that for yourself so that you can kind of continue to thrive and grow. Hi there, how are you doing today, Jan? Absolutely. And thank you again for having that reading with me, Stella, and sending you support on that journey. We're going to continue right now. We're actually, the list is now open if anybody would like a full read. Oh, actually, hold on a minute. The list is now open. I'm still looking for Tyrese, but in the meantime, we're going to get started on one card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you'd like to become a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Also, just a reminder, if you are a super fan who would like access to our superfan only disco, all you need to do is send me a disco gift. I'll be happy to send you that link. If you would like a discount code on our classes, go ahead and send me the word class. And if you would like information on the trip that we have planned for August, send me the word trip. Absolutely. I got you, Ruby. One card, please, in connection with that individual. We've got two cards coming out right now. I feel like I keep on seeing, like, I feel like there's something astrological going on between you and another person. I keep on getting the same experience here, you know, but there's something there. I mean, like, it's interesting because there's somebody else here that I'm reading for as well. You know, there's something about this person. I feel like they're in the process of potentially trying to like let go of some of like an unhealthy karmic situation is what I keep on seeing. You know, like there's something about this here. And I think that it's like, I think it's really interesting because um like I keep on seeing somebody who's like looking towards you in some way, and like it's almost giving me, it's almost giving me the energy of someone who feels that um like it almost feels like somebody who feels like they recognize you but they can't energetically place it, is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like this star energy. You know what I mean? And it's funny too because this feels like, again, like I keep on getting, it's almost like they're astrologically like recognizing like I keep on, it's like um I feel like you and this person share like a very similar placement, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on getting like the thing about you and this person like sharing a really unique placement is I keep on getting um you know, it's like it keeps on like it's giving me this type of energy where like it's almost like they can't help feeling weird around you. I'm getting some indications as to which of the placements it might be. Um, like I'll message you. I'll message you. Yeah, it's like I keep on hearing it's like it's giving me a lot of this type of energy, and I feel like I know which one that is. So I'll send it to you. I'll send you that privately. Okay? Thank you so much. All right. I've got you, dear. 1 second. Oh, thank you as well, Rihanna. Good. One card, highest priority, please. Oh, hold on. I owe Ruby an animal spirit guide, so just bear with me a moment. Animal spirit guide right now. We've got the boar energy. And that's what I mean in relationality to like the thing about the thing I keep on getting with like the boar energy is like the thing I keep on recognizing is the boar energy is like and it has like I'm gonna go offline with you and kind of explain it because it's like you and another person are like working through the fact that you've shared. I feel like keep on hearing you guys share a similar je ne sais quoi, which is like the hard thing to kind of like, and I'll go into it in more detail in a message to you privately because I just keep on seeing like that's what I meant about you and another person sharing like an astrological placement. Yep. All right. And now good vibes. One card, highest priority, please. Don't get frustrated about something right now. It's coming together in a way that you might not like. You got to be patient. There is something right now. I keep on seeing like don't don't let it don't let it affect you. Just continue to kind of work through something is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like two of cups, like two of cups bottom of the deck is like almost working through not allowing buggy energy to affect you, or like I keep on getting like working through the space of something that's energetically bothering you. Like I keep on getting like you and another person kind of working towards something in such a way. Like I feel like the healing that you're doing right now is, and I keep on getting like the thing I feel like you need to write down is that you prioritize energy that prioritizes you and wants the same things as you. Because something I keep on seeing, like I keep on hearing like none of this, yeah, like I keep on hearing the healthy relationship like shouldn't feel like an energetic roller coaster, right? Like the healing, like the healing in a relationship is articulated upon what we can reliably expect from one another. So I keep on hearing like as long as like make sure, because I almost feel like I keep on hearing like somebody articulating, like I keep on hearing like it's giving me some kind of energy of being like, and that's what I mean in terms of another person. Like we never find the time. It's why we work to carve it out, is what I keep on hearing. Right? And so make if you're I keep wondering if you're doing the work to do that, it's not too much to expect that another person is doing it as well. Ella. Okay. Oh, what a beautiful question. Can I get one card, please? I feel like I see somebody who wishes that they were there to help you with something. You know? Like I've got an energy here, you know? Like I keep on like you and another person have a lot of I keep on hearing like a similar disposition, but I'm also recognizing that you're better. I keep on hearing you're better at communicating than they were, or and like I feel like I keep on seeing like I almost feel like I don't know why like I feel like there's something important about that in relationality to someone who like I feel like there's somebody who wishes that they could tell you more about how much you mean to them. But I keep on getting the fact that it feels like there's that limitation point. Yeah. Like the Two of Cups. Like the Two of Cups in its upright is almost speaking upon something that they don't feel like you're experiencing, that they don't feel like you energetically deserve, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on seeing, like, in relationality to potentially how another person is energetically treating you, is what I keep on seeing. Like I almost, like, I feel like it's almost somebody who wishes that they could intervene on your behalf, is what I keep on getting. Like there's a lot of, like, I'm picking up, like, a lot of, like, it's like there's a lot of anger there, but it's not anger directed towards you. Yeah, it's like it's like that, you know? It's a lot of that, like, I keep on seeing it's a lot of this energy of, someone was saying, like, I didn't miss it. Like, I see it. Like, I feel like that's the energy there. Like, it's a lot of, like, it's a lot of that. I feel like there's a lot of that space. And I feel like it's almost like it's also the space of someone trying to articulate upon, like, I'm getting a lot of messages, someone who wishes they had a better way to tell you how much, like, how precious you are to them. Oh my God, are you kidding, Ruby? That's wild. Hi there, Bridget. I got you, dear. One moment. Hey, how you doing, babe? Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. 2 cards on counterpart, please. Can I get 2 cards on counterpart for Bridget? Every time I read for this energy right now, I keep on picking up the same thing. Um, like, I keep on hearing they're making plans and they're being patient, is what I keep on getting. And I keep on hearing, like, they're stir crazy, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like the Two of Cups doesn't want to leave the bottom of the deck right now, but I keep on, like, I keep on getting, like, I almost feel like this is someone for the first time they're thinking about their future, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing, like, I feel like it's this space, like I said, like, it almost feels like somebody that's continually trying to come towards them to, like, change their mind about something. And I just keep on getting the same energy, which is like them saying, like, I keep on hearing them say, there's no future, because I keep on seeing that there's something, I keep wondering, there's something about the nature of the fact that something they've been doing feels like it's been having a detrimental impact on their relationships, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, like I told you, like, again, it's like giving me, like, it's seal energy. Like, I feel like I keep on seeing someone trying to say to another person, you know, the only thing that's going to bring about change is if I make a change, is what I keep on seeing. Like, I feel like it's them, like, I feel like it's them, like, I feel like they're making choices right now that feel energetically respective to them. And it's interesting too, because I almost feel like there's, like, I keep on hearing, like, it feels like something is energetically successful, but I keep on getting, like, the space by which something is successful, you know. I keep on hearing them say to another person, like, the energetic success point Like, I keep on hearing them say to somebody, like, they weren't doing something like to find external success. They were doing something. I feel like it's like they're healing from feeling the need to have to prove themselves to anyone, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing, like, even in that space, like, I keep on getting they're having a lot of those conversations. Esteban, I got you. One card on this situation. Hard time. Okay. And thank you, Gab, for getting Gabrielle, for getting on the list. You'll be the next person read for. Woo! You got more than one card right here, Esteban. I mean, I can see why, like, I can see why you're having a hard time letting go of this. You know, I need to stress this, and it does feel like an angelic message. All we can do, all we can do when we're in a healthy space is articulate to someone what we aspire to have with them. You know? But I keep on hearing, like, the understanding, like, I feel like it's under, like, if someone cannot, if someone can't heal the trust wound, is what I keep on seeing. If there's something that is occurring there by which you have to energetically articulate to another, I just keep on seeing all you can do is tell someone that, if they ever want to explore that with you, or if they want to take that, if they're ready to trust, you're there. I feel like that's you kind of building into the space. Like, I feel like the space by which you ground is to say you've done everything you can do, right? And that is that is all we need to do, is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially especially with the five of swords in its reversal, you know. Um, I feel like I feel like I don't know if there was something here that happened in relationality to the past between you and another person, but I keep on hearing, like, the space by which we can let the past go articulates our capacity in something being able to grow, right? Like, the space, and I keep wondering if you're doing that work, right? If you're taking, I keep wondering, even in the space by which you might not necessarily have been perfect, but in the space by which you're trying to take energetic accountability, I keep on seeing, like, that observational point in recognizing and identifying, like, what you can do better. Like, don't, I keep on hearing, like, don't, you should never have to insist to someone that you're energetically fixed, or the space by which you articulate that you've changed, right? The change is effectively self-evident, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the horse energy. I just keep on seeing, like, I feel like it's that observational point in recognizing, like, I keep wondering, you can't force things, you know? And I feel like there's something important in relationality to that. Like, I keep on hearing, like, the way to heal from that is to have your hands as filled with the present as possible. Like, I keep on hearing, like, continuing to build, like, continuing to build towards those manifestation goals. I keep on hearing especially if your manifestation goals are not conditional upon another person, is what I keep on getting. Let that be the space by which, as I keep wondering, as long as you've communicated that effectively, right? Like, almost you saying to another person, this is, like, where you find me, this is me honoring your boundaries, which is a space by which you say, like, this is me articulating upon what it is that you stated that you desired with me, is what I keep on hearing. Yeah, I can see it. Like, I kept on, when I'm reading for it, Ruby, I was seeing it too. Thank you. All right, and I got you, Julia, one card, highest and best regarding finances right now. We got the Page of Pentacles and its reversal. So I feel like there's something, I feel like there's something important there in relationality to, like I just keep on saying in relationality to circumstances or situations wherein, like, I think it's interesting because it feels like I feel like you're kind of going through those moments right now where um, you're working to refine upon them, or you're getting better. Like I feel like this is you kind of going into some kind of savings mode, or trying to do something in a way that you kind of like. I keep on hearing like I keep on hearing putting away something before you even know you have it. That way you feel like you'll have it when you need it. Is what I keep on hearing. Yeah, especially for the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Wands, you know? Like I keep on hearing like something about a little bit every day goes a long way. Animal spirit, yeah, you'll hardly miss it, right? So doing some kind of work in terms of being able to like I keep on seeing like working towards having a little bit like shoring something up by starting to put something away somewhere so that way you have it in case I keep on hearing in case you need it. Nikki, one card highest, please. Um, I feel like there's something important. This is saying to me, I feel like this is you working in terms of being more like this is you finding your energetic confidence on things, is what I keep on seeing, you know? But I feel like the confidence that you're potentially finding is learning how to like trust yourself, is what I keep on seeing. Like I feel like there's something important. Yeah, bottom of the deck on this. Yeah, I feel like there's something important in relationality to the observation of another person experiencing us. Like I keep on hearing like, but not experiencing us as a child is what I keep on seeing. Like the space by which you're articulating the fact that you don't necessarily need energetic protection from things is what I keep on seeing. You know, animal spirit guide. Yeah, like especially with the hawk, like helping another person say like the way like the space by which another person trusts that we have something is the space by which we effectively I keep on hearing like like being discerning in terms of the arguments we're having in terms of like I keep on hearing like the force by which we don't amplify something like that doesn't make sense, but rather we move it towards what feels like taking logical approaches to things. So like make sure like I keep on getting like make sure that you're being like make sure that you're being logical in terms of like what it is that you aspire for, or like talking to someone. Like don't talk about the moment by which you're having the argument, but thinking about like talking about like long term, or speaking about like the long term like space. Like I keep wondering when somebody starts like creating that frustration with you, like communicate upon your vision, right? Like speak towards that goal instead of allowing the moment. I keep wondering like allowing a moment to like don't let like a momentary frustration build into the context by which like you get in the wrong headspace about things, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like that might be a conversation that you need to have with another person, is what I keep on getting. How so? Oh, am I? Yep. Hi there, good. Right. I don't even like roller coasters anymore. I prioritize energy that prioritizes me. Yes. Oh, thank you, Bay. That's kind of you to say. Hannah, one card, highest priority, please. I got you. Can I get one card for Hannah, please? And just reminder to any of my subscribers, if you would like a one card right now, all you need to do is become a super fan. If you are a subscriber who would like to be added to our super fan only disco, just send me a disco GIF. And if you would like to, if you are interested in learning more about our trip, our tarot retreat, message me the word tarot. And if you are interested in, don't message me the word trip. And then if you're interested in, a discount code on our class program, just message me the word class. Yep. Hold on a minute. Thank you guys. Yeah, I can see that. And thank you, Ms., for the sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Hold on a minute. Estevan, I know, I can see that it's complicated. You know, I feel like I see like it feels to me like there's somebody who is like really like they need to heal from a past relationship. You know? Like I feel like you have to say to someone like I'm not the same as the person that hurt you. You know? I can see it's complicated. Yeah, I mean, I keep on getting somebody has a lot of reason not to trust, but that's why, like, again, those wounds of trust are so hard to heal from. Yeah, self change is evident and shouldn't have to be proved. Yeah, especially for years. That's beautifully stated, Ella. Yeah. You're so welcome, Nikki. How are you doing today, Susie? One card on love, please, and life path for Susie. Um, we got the Emperor. Who is this? What is this? You know, don't be having conversations like don't be having conversation with somebody who just calls up to put the fear in you. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like what is this? You know? Um yeah, I already I like oh yeah, like I love this type of energy. Man, you know these type of people, like the type of people I like to point out, you can't get on the phone with someone and say I worry about you. Be like if you worried about me, like give me something. Is what I keep like it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I like to point this out, like redirect the flow. If someone calls you and being like, I just wanted to check on you. I'm worried. Like if you were worried, like it's almost like the space of being like, what would help? Like I appreciate the concern, but what would help would be this, which is like, you know what I mean? Like you can't get anywhere with energy like that, you know? It's like the difference like you can usually tell like in a heartbeat like what's healthy and the difference between someone that says I worry about you versus someone who says what do you need is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, like the swan energy, like oh thank you so much for like thank you, like that's really nice of you. I really appreciate that, you know. Like this type of and I can't with energy like that, man. I cannot. I can't. You got to get out of here with that stuff. What is this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, come on. What is that? What am I picking up on? That's ridiculous. You know? Like no. And I need to point this out. Um I feel like there's something to be said. Like energy that doesn't know how to communicate their feelings will only try to transmit their feelings by talking about the fact that they're worried, is what I keep on seeing, And so I feel like it's almost like you like don't like I keep on hearing don't get affected by it. Remember, it's like it's like misconstrued love that is often just amplified by another person like coming into the space by which they feel like they need to criticize us to it's not it's like this is why we work to like heal from our vulnerability so that our love doesn't feel like that we're criticizing someone to within an inch of their life, right? It's like It feels like somebody who has a really hard time communicating their feelings. So if you're going through that, just sending you support on that journey. Yeah, exactly, Ella. I love that. Yeah, if you're so worried, like that'll help you understand the energy that cares right quick, right? All right. Thank you as well, Gabrielle. All right, one card for Avatar, please. Highest priority in relationality to counterpart. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Wands and it's upright. I mean, this feels good. This feels like I feel like I see you kind of working through something, like a healthy conversation about direction. Like good relationship has direction sense, which is like we don't get too caught up about feeling like we talk about our feelings, but we also talk about the feelings that make sense, right? And I need to point out, like when I was trying to like draw the bottom of the deck, we had like the devil card here, right? Like it's not, I feel like you and another person are healing from situations or circumstances by which you had to navigate another person's resentment, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, right. It's hard, right? It's hard when we go through. I feel like don't let the past impact what you're trying to build with future counterpart, which is like the energy. Like I feel like you and counterpart are gonna be in a space by which you're like you can completely sympathize with something that you're energetically healing from, is what I keep on seeing, you know? Yeah. And Susie, I see you there. Can I get one card for Susie on Life Path, please? Oop, that's way more than one, but I feel like there's a conversation about locationality, you know? Like I keep on saying, is something that you're doing like is there's I feel like don't like don't overly internalize like a locational problem, which is feeling energetically frustrated. Don't get frustrated upon something that isn't it's not what you're doing. The question is where you're doing it, is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the moon card. Animal spirit, please. Yeah, with the wolf. You know, it's kind of like it's the same type of energy, which is like I keep on getting like I feel like this is you kind of like having like I don't know why I'm picking up on something, but like I feel like forgive someone who tries to like energetically intimidate you, because I keep on getting if someone intimidates you, they don't know what you they don't know where they don't know where you came from. Is what I keep on getting. I feel like there's something with you that's like, don't mistake the kindness for weakness. There's nothing better than when somebody mistakes the kindness for weakness. That's always the best part, is what I keep on seeing. Like, I feel like it's almost like the space by which you'd be like, oh, no, 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 this is a choice. This is a choice. Ivana, one card, please, on how to incorporate into daily routine to aimed higher purpose. Um, yeah, like it's like there I feel like it's how do I describe this? Um, the thing I feel like I see that you're potentially working on is like I feel like this is you I want to like go back to your question for a minute. Um, I keep on seeing like you have to accept the fact that you're going to kind of do something for a bit and it's going to feel like nothing's happening, is what I keep on getting, right? Like the I keep on hearing like working into a routine isn't about the metric of success. It's like I feel like it's the space by which I keep on hearing you're building upon a sense of energetic presence, is what I keep on getting. Yeah, bottom of the deck with the moon card, right? Like Even when something isn't happening, identifying that something is happening. So I feel like that you kind of like working, I feel like you working towards sitting intentionally and focusing upon that is going to help you effectively arrive to it. Animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with this stag energy. Like it's funny because I feel like you're on the hunt for the higher self, right? It's like you're searching for the connection to the higher self. And so the best way that and this is why we talk about the intentional effort, like the space by which we effectively allow the higher self to recognize that we are effectively attentive towards it is often the way that we can sometimes be able to build upon those energetic experiences in relationality to being able to articulate and identify and feel like that connection point. Um, so I feel like just continue to work upon those energetic routines, and I keep on seeing allow the routine to I feel like the like this is you I feel like this is you standing in attention towards the higher self because it's the space by which you're making the space for that in your experience. Divinely, these are one card readings for superfans. So if you'd like to become a superfan, I'm happy to pull a card for you. Well, thank you, Ella. Minnie, one card, highest priority, please. Um, you know, I feel like there's something. I feel like there's something significant in not getting don't get frustrated in relation, like I keep on describing this right now. This type of energy can often feel like the smallest thing takes like a ridiculous amount of work to accomplish. Don't over internalize that. Just recognize that it is the energy we're experiencing right now. um Bottom of the deck, yeah, don't take it personally, take it profoundly, just be patient. Animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with the crane, especially I keep wondering, especially if someone tries to take especially if it requires like somebody trying to take something out on you, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like there's something important, as it relates to there's something important as it relates to our own ability to be able to communicate. So I feel like there's almost something there as well. Like I feel like it's helping. Like I feel like I see a connection that you're having with someone in your life that's giving you a different perspective on things. And I keep on hearing the gift of healthy connection is often the ability to build clearer perspective. So continue to do that work and continue to kind of feel I feel like it's like the space by which you're allowing a little bit of that context of adapt. I keep on hearing I feel like it's almost like helping another person through their own energetic hurdle as well, is what I keep on seeing. You know? It's don't take something personally, take it profoundly in terms of I feel like too, I don't know why, I almost feel like someone coming towards you with a lot of emotions, and you kind of helping them through the emotions in some way by helping them recognize how do you how to communicate through them in a way that feels like it heals instead of hurts, is what I keep on getting. How are you doing today, Ilsa? Hope you have a blessed day as well. Um, yep, hold on a minute. And thank you. All right. Trishina, counterpart in separation. Ooh, wow, you guys, the questions you guys give me with one cards are wild. Oh, Really? You want one card on that? It's complicated. It's it's complicated. I think the thing about it, I keep on getting like, is there an energy and spirit that wants you guys like here's the thing about it, and we gotta talk like um, and I feel like, I feel like there's a lot there. And I keep on seeing, it's like I see somebody in spirit that's got a lot of opinions about something, but I keep on seeing I keep on hearing it's not like it's not your job, like it's not your job to fix somebody, is what I keep on hearing. You know what? Like I feel like that's the hard thing. Like again, you can't like it feels almost like I feel like it's like you can't you can't like somebody needs to effectively like they need to like you can't chase after someone to heal. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's almost you getting confirmation in someone in spirit that's it's like and sometimes like and again the thing with like yeah like I feel like I feel like it's almost like confirmation of someone in spirit grieving another person's decisions. But I feel like it's not your decisions that they're grieving upon. I feel like it's theirs. Like I almost feel like it's a vote of confidence towards you and I think you know what I'm talking about. You know who that was. You know? You know who that was. They're on your side with this. It almost feels like somebody trying to apologize for someone. Like I keep on animal spirit guide. Yeah, it feels like I keep on getting it feels like somebody energetically connected to them that feels like you're getting like it's like them almost like articulating and like it almost like I keep on hearing it feels like an energetic form of apology in relationality to like what you're working through versus what's in your own experience to energetically have to heal from is what I keep on seeing. Like I keep on hearing like the same message, which is like you can't control another person's choices. But I like to point this out. Sometimes those in spirit, they're present. They mourn them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's the space by which another person, like I keep on hearing, it's like I feel like it was spirit giving you confirmation about something that you didn't energetically deserve in terms of something there. Sending you support on that journey. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list is Gabrielle. Gabrielle, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know. Oh, I apologize. Hold on. I need to pull a card and thank you for confirmation on that, Trishina. Hannah, and then we're doing Gabrielle's reading. Hannah, can I get highest priority for Hannah, please? Just a reminder, these are one card readings for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber who would like a card pulled, just put your question in the comments. We've got the 10 of got the 10 of wands here and it's upright. So I feel like there's something energetically important in relationality. I keep wondering like something energetically important effectively working through. I feel like this is you like making plans to go somewhere or like working towards like thinking about the long-term determination and relationality and where you want to be. Bottom of the deck. It's interesting. There's two bottom of the deck on this. I feel like this is almost you helping another person as well. You know, I feel like this is almost you kind of being in a space for someone, but almost like having a conversation, like in relationality to like something that might be easier somewhere else, or like helping another person. Like, I feel like it's almost you having to have a conversation in terms of someone who feels very connected to a space, but doesn't have the capacity to be able to navigate it anymore, is what I keep on seeing. Like that's the thing I keep on seeing in relationality to something. I feel like it's almost you articulating to another person, um, like whether something is in their capacity to manage or navigate is what I keep on seeing. So I keep on hearing like, make sure that you're having conversations with in terms of clarity in relationality to another's like another's like desire in terms of like what they like I feel like it's almost like you having to have a band-aid rip moment with another person and being like, look, things change, like how do you want to navigate those changes, like better, I keep hearing like better to have the conversations that you know, rather than like working through, like I keep on hearing like some kind of like refusal of another person to kind of want to like work through something. And it feels like a little bit about like not letting somebody else make you the intermediary between them and another person is what I keep on getting. Thank you, dear. All right, we're reading now for Gabrielle. All right, before we continue, highest priority and angelic guidance. So highest priority is effectively like articulated, like is speaking towards the like what you need to know now, right? Angelic guidance is usually getting like it's working into the context of like navigating like how like effectively what angelic guide like what angelic energy is around you and what their energetic guidance or advice is in relationality to a situation. So the way I like the way I often like to like the way I often like to explain it is highest priority is helping you know what you need to know about a situation. And angelic guidance is going to come more towards you in the space of energetic advice in terms of like how another person perceives something and how like how they're perceiving things and like how they energetically feel about it is what I keep on seeing. I hope that helps. And yes, Lisa, the list is open. If you'd like to get on it, you'll be the second person read for today. And again, just a reminder for anyone, we are doing we were doing personals now. We're now doing a personal reading. If you want to get on, you'll be the second person read for. Hi, okay, got you. And I'm gonna pin up Gabrielle here. Now, before we get started, let's do an animal intuition check. I've got the animal intuition cards here. I'm gonna count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the hawk. Thank you for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right, and I've pinned up Gabrielle there. Guys, just a reminder, we're at 32K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. And we've got highest priority in relationality to counterpart moving forward. Yeah, can I get 4 cards, please? Thank you. Yep, 2 more, please. Oh, 1 more, sorry. Yep, 2 more. Thank you. Oh. Mm-hmm. So I think that there's something, I feel like there's something very interesting that I keep on seeing and it's funny too because like you articulated upon You articulated upon whether you wanted an angelic reading or a counterpart energy reading, and now I feel like it's like a lot of the angelic energy is kind of intervening in the reading. But like the conversation that effectively the thing about healthy counterpart is I keep on hearing healthy counterpart. Um, Healthy counterpart builds into the observation. I keep on hearing like the mutual space of being able to articulate upon what that I keep wondering like what that ideal future is is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on getting like the hurdle that's potentially happening between you and another person is existing in the space of, and I keep on hearing like what, when I keep hearing what perfect means, because this often happens in the modality by which another person experiences like the fulfillment of their manifestation goal, where somebody says like, this is everything I could have hoped that it would be, right? Versus another person that says, this is not, like, this is hurting me, right? That is often the architecture of an unstable energetic connection, because when we're in healthy relationship, we have a mutual identified um, recognition point in terms of what that perfect is, and that feeling. And I feel like I see a situation that between you and another right now where another person is like I keep on hearing like I feel like I see somebody who's like, this is great, like this is energetically healthy, right? But when one person is like, this is perfect, this is everything that I hope it be, like this is what I aspire for it to be, like this is great, and another person is like, this is not like, this is not a resting place, right? This is not the space that feels energetically ideal to me. Like, we often hit those moments between the difference between somebody who feels like, I keep on hearing like the energetic relationship that plateaus in those modalities, because it's the observation of another person saying, can we just keep it? Like, can we just energetically keep it here? Versus another person that says like, no, because this was never the energetic aspiration point of what one was seeking in relationship, right? Healthy relationship. And I keep on hearing like, usually the way you know that that's occurring is when we say to another person like, I'd like to talk about the relationship, and they say, why are you creating problems where problems don't exist, right? Because that's often the modality by which we're experiencing someone that's articulating the fact that they feel like everything is energetically perfect, right? Like, that's their manifestation goal. But that observation, like, and I keep on hearing, don't allow, and the way I keep on hearing, don't allow someone to effectively make you feel like you're bringing problems to situations, because the way you can usually tell, and I need to point this out, when you're bringing problems to situations, it's when there's no solutions, right? The only time we're bringing problems to relationship is when we don't have a clear solution for it, right? So that's the observation by which we don't say to another person, like the shape of actually bringing a problem to a relationship is when we say something's wrong, right? And then another person says like, what's wrong? And you go, I don't know, but something's wrong, right? And be like, I don't, okay, but what can fix it? Something's wrong. Like, that is literally the sound of someone bringing a problem to a relationship, because they're bringing something unresolved into it, right? For another person to navigate without giving clear energetic direction in terms of where it needs to go. So recognize you're not bringing problems into a relationship if you're making sense and you know what that energetic manifestation goal is. But often, when another person has arrived Like when another person has arrived to their energetic perfect point, right? And they're not in the space by which, like, when they're saying like this is everything I've ever dreamed that it would be, and another person says like, okay, when are we going to leave this space, like when are we going to continue forward, and another person says, I don't know what you're talking about. Like often the observation of the fact that they don't know what we're talking about is the validation of the fact that we have different manifestation goals, right? Like they're not going to effectively say, I don't want that with you. But sometimes just the observation of someone saying, what are you talking about, in the space of you saying, like, this isn't what I aspire it to be. Like that is often that's enough of a validation to recognize the difference in manifestation goals that allow us to effectively recognize and identify if something is progressing in the direction that we hope that it will become. So I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing your divine counterpart will want the same things as you want, right? You're not gonna articulate upon the desired relationship, and they're not gonna say, huh. Is what I keep on hearing. They're not gonna say, huh, they're not gonna say what, they're gonna say, yeah, I want that too. How can we get there as like how can we get there as expeditiously as possible, right? Like how can we build into that? So make sure that you're having, like, let those conversations fortify you. Like allow them to be the context by which you're able to articulate like what your effective dream relationship is. Because I keep on hearing like your dreams will protect you. Because if you articulate to another person and say like this is what we dream for, another person says, yes, absolutely. And then those moments by which you say, can we articulate upon what the next step is? And I keep on hearing, especially if someone says they're not energetically ready, I keep on hearing the difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date, right? So the difference between somebody saying someday versus Tuesday, right? The difference between somebody saying someday versus Tuesday is the shape of someone who's building towards an energetic plan with you. So make sure that somebody isn't in the space by which they're daydreaming upon like a sometime like far off, because sometimes I keep on hearing like sometimes we experience those timing difficulties with another person saying like, no, I want this now, and another person being like, oh, I thought we were talking about like 10 years from now, right? So make sure like it's not just enough to have, and I keep on hearing, not your counterpart is not just going to want the same things as you. They're going to want them on the same timeline, right? You're not going to get into a timing debate. You're going to be aligned energetically, but also from a perspective of timing. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with chariot energy, you know, relationships don't get in the way of what we do, is what I keep on seeing. Like I don't know why I keep on hearing this. Like I don't know why every time I read for you, I just keep on hearing the same thing. And it's funny because I keep on hearing it from an angelic. You're not a vacation, you're a destination. You're not a vacation, you're a destination. You're not somewhere, a relationship should not be somewhere that someone goes to get away from the world. It should be the place that you stay because if it's so wonderful, it's the space by which it can always, it's like it is the shape of your it's working towards something that becomes like it's the space by which it can be every single day. But I keep on seeing like, and this is why I keep on getting this, like you can't build a future with energy that's always worried about missing out on things, you know. And I keep on hearing that's not to say that you have to be in a relationship by which you do everything together, right? Like, it's not, I keep on hearing it's not the space by which, like, I keep on hearing it's not healthy to feel like in every single moment you need to be energetically connected at all times. But I just keep on seeing that that modality or that experience by which you energetically, I keep on getting by which you energetically work towards things, or the space by which I keep on getting, like the space by which you understand, like I feel like it's like I keep on seeing like you and another person having an argument about what feels like healthy proximity. And I keep on seeing, like, and that's often why when somebody says, like, when somebody articulates and says, I need space, like, sometimes we have to say, like, are you actually ready for a relationship? Because a relationship is not about having healthy, I mean, there's many, like, every relationship is different, but we have a mutual agreement in relationality to what space means, right? And I keep on seeing that that is often something that is amplified in being energetically reciprocal, right? Like it's the observation. It's like and often when someone is healing from an intimacy wound, it's often what acts as like it actually is like it helps to understand where the problem is in relationality, why they might not be able to maintain a relationship, because the condition of relationship is we start moving closer together. But if someone hasn't healed an intimacy wound, right, like it's the energy by which something moves in the logical progression by which we move closer together, and then another person feels anxiety and says, like, why do we have to be why do we have to be why do we have to be energetically together, like, it's like it's that space by which another person articulates the fact that they feel overcrowded. That is something we can't fix in another person. That's somebody else's intimacy wound, that's not yours. And so I keep on seeing, like, I feel like don't, like I keep on hearing observe, don't absorb is what I keep on getting. And I keep on hearing, especially if someone, if someone pushes you away and then in the next breath says, I miss you, right? If it's the energy that says, I need space, and then they say, I can't wait to see you, like that can often be somebody who is working through a boundary issue, because it's like they're building, like they're built, like you can see the fact by which they're self-sabotaging, because it's creating an energetic aggression point by which they're creating the situation by which they are addicted to longing, right? They're addicted to longing because they push you away, right? And then they're feeling amplification, and then they're eager for that energetic reunion point. So I keep on hearing, recognize if someone's trying to put you on a roller coaster, which is the space by which you say, like, this is not healthy. Like, we're not gonna come into that modality by which you say that you need space, and then you say, I can't wait to see you, is what I keep on seeing. And because even here, and I feel like it's not the fact that there isn't a healthy energetic relationship that can be built upon that vibration. But the key word is mutual. It needs to be like it has to be an energetically mutual experience that is being had, not one that somebody is self-creating it. Like I keep wondering, not somebody who is self-creating it in the modality of seeing like a small problem that would, like a small problem that would not be a big deal, but oh look, they're looking for an energetic reason to create an energetic, separation point. So just identify if someone is effectively doing that, because I feel like there's something, I feel like there's something in relationality to you having to say to someone, you are not there for them to work out their problems upon, you know? And I feel like that's often, like, I feel like that might be hard. Like, I can see, like, I don't know, like, we'd have to do deeper investigation in terms of what's going on there. But often the space by which another person sees, like, I keep on hearing, like, we never, we never want to build, like, it sounds odd, but we never want to build energetic excitement in terms of pedestalization in relationship, because it's the space by which you say to another person, like, you have feelings too, is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much, Gabrielle, for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the next person read for. We're also doing one card readings for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber and would like a card pulled, all you need to do is put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, just hit the, just go ahead and become a super fan, and you'll be eligible for that one card. Also, if you are a super fan and would like access to our super fan only disco, all you need to do is send me a message with a disco icon, and I'll be happy to send you an invite to the disco. And if you would like, if you are interested in getting a discount code to our class, message me the word class. And if you are interested in learning more about our trip, message me the word trip. Thank you. And just reading over the comments. Hi there, Team Olsana. Yes, exactly. Hold on a moment. These are donation. Oh, thank you, Dan, for the follow. Yes, hold on a minute. And where was it? Hold on. Kristen, these are donation-based readings, so if you'd like to get on the list, all you need to do is send the donation. I'll be happy to read for you. We're also doing one card readings for subscribers. Yeah, true. Someone who is ready for that type of relationship you desire will not be scared off. Tap to claim. I was scared off my last brief relationship by articulating my wants and needs. But here's the thing: your wants and needs will act as protection from an unhealthy relationship, like very quick. If you articulate your wants and needs and somebody says you're being needy, great. Like it's like, okay, good. Like we've taken, okay, now like that there you go, right? It's not something, you don't need to get into space of articulating it. It's just recognizing if another person receives them like that. And thank you, Caesar, for the follow. Yeah, I mean, the thing, I say it all, I don't say it all the time. It only comes up when I'm reading for you, which is interesting. Yeah, that's exactly what happened in the relationship I mentioned above. That's exactly what's happening, ironic enough. Sending you support on that journey, dear. Pushing you away and then complaining behind your back. Yeah, they don't know what they want. Yeah. Sending you support on that. And one card for It's My Highest. We got the Temperance card. I know you got to be more patient with yourself. You know, I feel like you're putting. I keep on getting, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, but I keep on seeing that. And I feel like you've got energy around you that's kind of articulating that as well, like the observation of like don't allow somebody like don't allow somebody to like I feel like it's like don't allow somebody to like articulate or amplify that there's something that you could be doing better if they can't articulate upon what that is what I keep on seeing, you know, like I like, yeah, this is like I keep on getting like you got a lot of that, like the thing with empath, like the thing with empath problems is being able to read the room too effectively, right? It's like being able to kind of pick up, it's being able to pick up on other people's energetic subtleties. But I keep on hearing, like, I feel like a lot of the work, like, I feel like a lot of the work that you're working towards right now is like finding, I keep on hearing like finding that energetic stabilization point within the self in terms of identifying like what is yours to necessarily work on versus what another person's is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially like I keep on hearing like especially with the owl energy, you know, I feel like there's something, I feel like you've got a lot of energy around you right now that's like, I keep on hearing move in the direction of energetic appreciation, right? Which is the space by which you see, like, the energy that I keep on hearing, the energy that's for you is not going to be like like the energy that's for you is not going to be articulating upon disappointments, is what I keep on hearing. They're going to be, I keep on hearing like it's the force by which they're going to be energetically encouraging you, or the force by which another person is effectively helping you understand and identify like what it is that you could, like, I keep on hearing like um it's like I feel like there's almost some energy around you that says there's nothing that a little love can't help here, is what I keep on getting. Which is the space by which another person is like invested in trying to help you understand how much they care about you, right? Because I keep on seeing like love looks good on you, right? It's like I feel like it's the space by which you understand and you start to like hold those boundaries better. Or but I feel like I don't even feel like it's better. I feel like you're already doing that, is what I keep on seeing. And I know that this end is hard, but I keep on seeing like look how far you've come, like, is what I keep on getting. I like it's gonna like don't get overly, I keep wondering like don't overly internalize any of those frustrations right now because it's just the energy. Logan, to get a reading all you do is send the donation. I know, sending you support on that journey, Gabrielle. All right, my friends, final call for any of my subscribers who would like a card pulled. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today. If you just became a super fan today, hello, welcome. I would encourage you to head over to our super fan only disco, introduce yourself to the collective. I just pulled your card. Yeah, it's mine. I just drew that for you. Yeah, so it was effectively, I mean, it was effectively articulating upon, did you hear it? So if you go over to the place where we keep the videos, you can find it there. But it was effectively reaffirming to you, like, moving towards the direction of those that are energetically affirming, like rather than working towards energy that feels like it's speaking upon or impressing upon disappointment, is what I keep on seeing. No, it's okay. And it's all right. And I need to point this out. Like this, I feel like this is almost like a consideration point or the continuation of the reading, right? Like not somebody, like I keep on hearing, like even in the space by which something happens, not feeling upset, but being like, it's okay. Like we can just reiterate upon what was happening. It's not a big deal, right? Like that's the space about it. Like the life-changing power of moving in accordance with energy that doesn't like, that recognizes like what's a big deal or not, right? Like it's the observation of not feeling, like I keep on hearing, like the ability to allow for an energetically educational moment in the midst of kind of working through something. I feel like that's the type of work that we're effectively identifying that you're doing right now, because it's the space by which, I keep on seeing like you're kind of working through, often I keep on getting like often energetic empaths move towards a lot of energy is saying like, how could you? That constantly kind of makes us feel like it's like the space by which we're navigating another person's energetic feelings. But your own ability, I keep on hearing in terms of like understanding and recognizing like what it is that you are trying to work upon better, right? Versus something that they need to kind of work through. And I keep on seeing like, again, if there's proportionality by which you articulate to someone saying like it's okay, right? Like you deserve that too, right? Like that's what I keep on getting. Like the adaptability point. I keep on hearing the adaptability point and being able to recognize like the space that doesn't necessarily require you to be on top of every single thing, right? Is like I feel like that is effectively helping you in some huge capacity in terms of like understanding, and I said, like the love that looks good on you, because you're understanding that like healthy energy does not require you to be perfect. It's like the space by which it helps you understand or identify what it is that you're trying to do better, right? And I feel like that in itself is like where we kind of are seeing that. Thank you, Logan. Thank you for getting on the list. Can you just let me know if we're doing a general reading or if you have a specific question you would like me to answer? And also, friends, we're at 34.2K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Okay, absolutely. And just bear with me a moment. Okay. Just bear with me a moment, dear. All right. I'm going to pin you up here. Guys, make sure to give Logan some love. And hold on a moment. Before we continue, why don't we warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check? I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the seal. Thank you for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. Okay. All right, just bear with me a moment. Okay, can I please get 3 cards? 3 cards, please. Whoop. And 2 more. You know, it's interesting. Yep. 1 second. I'm gonna. You know, I feel like it's interesting because, like, I feel like I know you asked for a general, but I think the fact that you articulated and said what's going on, it's feeling much more like a mind, body, spirit to a certain extent. And we're gonna kind of work through it, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like there's something, yeah. You know, the thing I keep on seeing in relationality to, um, I feel like there's, how do I describe this? Um, I keep on getting the same message coming through, which is the identification on what feels supportive. And I keep on, like, it's interesting because it feels like there's another person involved in something, is what I keep on getting. And like the overarching message that I'm receiving in relationality to something is the understanding. Like I keep on hearing healthy, like healthy relationship is based upon or built upon not feeling the need to energetically read between the lines, as it were. You know, I feel like the space by which, like, I keep on hearing, like, I feel like it's almost like having to do with you and another person. like being able to articulate upon how we feel about something, but also being able to articulate upon um, like having a conversation in relationality to energetically clear boundaries. And I feel like there's something really, really important about that here, because I almost feel like this is you having to try to have a conversation like with another person in terms of what it means to energetically cherish somebody, which is like, and I feel like this is like the conversation that you kind of have to have, which is like, and I feel like you're learning this, like I need to point this out. This can be really hard for those who like have got to heal from, like, who are healing from trauma environments, right? Because often, like often the for and I like to point out, this is like why trauma is so difficult. Like trauma does not create the space by which, like, trauma is the space by which we feel constantly the need to read between the lines, right? It's like it's having to work through modalities or experiences that feel like they're constantly keeping us like on our toes or working through the anxiety of something. And the hard part about it is I almost feel like I see you kind of healing, or maybe even like I feel like maybe even potentially recognizing that you had some kind of stored trauma, because I almost feel like you're moving towards somebody who's like, and this is often what we mean in relationality to having a healthy conversation, when we see how easy it can be, right? Right, when we're able to, like when we're able to be in the space by which we can just state or articulate clearly like how we feel about something or what it is that we want. Like I keep on hearing it allows for that space by which, the arrival point in terms of our own ability to build upon things. And I feel like there's something really important that's happening there for you. But I almost feel like it's the space by which you're coming into connection with healthy energy, you know? And like the part, like the thing with like coming into contact with healthy energy is it sometimes makes us aware, like it makes us aware of our own tendencies. And we all, like, here's the thing about it, we all have them, right? Like it's not the fact, like, and I like to point this out, us being healthy is not articulated on being perfect, but the ability for us to recognize what it is that we're working on. And so I feel like it's interesting because as soon as I started reading for you, I just felt this need to like put my, like the hands that go in front of the face, because, and I want you to understand, if you're seeing things about the self that you couldn't see before, then I want congratulations, right? Like that is the sound of you arriving to the possibility of what it is that you can work to be able to fix. And I keep on hearing like that observational point, um you know like I've got a lot of emotions, I've got a lot of emotions happening there, because like I just keep on getting like the like I feel like you're almost going through the process of finding some kind of energetic sanctuary. But like the space by which we feel sanctuary is the space by which we feel the ability to kind of be ourselves, and not feel like often the relationship that does not make us feel that, like the slightest misstep is going to cause like like I keep on getting this like profound damage is what I keep on seeing. Like I almost got I've got this like, and I feel like there's something about you being very highly attenuated to situations like that. Like I feel like this is you kind of healing from some kind of eggshell dance that you had to navigate with another person. And I keep on seeing like I feel like the advice I would give you in relationality to navigating circumstances like that is, you know, build into relationship, like start with what you're working on learning about the self. Like identify, like, I feel like this is you being able to find that vulnerability. But like I keep on hearing like vulnerability is beautiful because when we're vulnerable, it shows the fact that we're recognizing that there's something that we can work on better. I want to give you some bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with the Knight of Cups in its reversal. You know, um, I keep on hearing healthy relationship is mutual healing, right? And I feel like if there's a space by which you and another person are highly, and this is often why it can sometimes, like we often talk about the fact of like sharing, having the same trauma, it can sometimes make things even more difficult because I keep on hearing like having shared trauma can sometimes feel difficult because our inclinations in those moments are often not in the space by which we can deliver each other the things that we need. So I feel like there's something important in relationality to you being able to have those type of conversations with another person where it's like the ability to sit in our own discomfort, but even in the space by which we're able to sit in our discomfort, we're able to kind of move through it. Like I feel like there's something important in relationality to you kind of having the ability to be present for an uncomfortable conversation rather than that instinct of moving away from it. So I keep on seeing like think about like navigating vulnerability in terms of almost introducing yourself to your vulnerability, which is to say, I feel vulnerable right now? What is my first instinct upon that? Is that reasonable? Like I keep wondering like am I going through the process by which like my emotions are moving me towards what's for me, or are they moving me towards a what's away from me? Because I keep on seeing that a healthy relationship is going to trigger you, but it's going to trigger you in the best ways possible because you're going to recognize that you're going to understand and identify the fact that you're feeling triggered, but you're going to allow the space by which you can overcome the energetic trigger because often trauma builds triggers in weird places. So the ability to understand, it's not about not being triggered, it's recognizing whether the trigger that we have is reasonable or if it's something that we're working to heal from. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Logan. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We have reached the conclusion of today's reads. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Ooh, I like that. Hold on. I'm going to just read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Yep, I found it. I was able to check on it. The one I was with, yeah, I can see them going through a lot and you're learning to communicate. And this is exactly what I mean in terms of you recognizing, like you keep on hearing, like being triggered in the best way possible. Like you and another person having very similar triggers, but not allowing the trigger to get the better of you. Thank you. Yeah, I always ask myself, okay, is this trigger reasonable based on what has occurred or past things? Beautifully stated. Continue to do that work right now, especially if you're working. I keep on hearing if you're working on communicating your feelings instead of projecting them, don't like continue to like let that kind of build into like mutual. I keep on hearing like mutual work towards invested and I keep on hearing like another person appreciating how far you come is what I keep on getting to, right? Like I keep on hearing like you and another person charting the progress, but also like being like I keep on hearing appreciation helps too. My friends, I want to thank you so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. I will be back on tomorrow at our standard time. If you would like to be notified as to when, how are you doing today, Lisa? Oh, very much right back towards you. I'll be back on tomorrow at our standard time, 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to be notified as to when I've gone live, you can head over to my profile. There's a bell there. Activating that bell will turn on notifications. If you became a subscriber today, welcome. I would encourage you to head over to our subscriber-only disco channel and introduce yourself to the collective. If you would like the invitation to the disco and you're a super fan, just message me with a disco GIF and I'll send you that invitation. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful, thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Thank you so much for everything that you do and helping me to be able to continue this work. And the biggest thank you to my mods. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.